Adelaide stands by the forward.
5AA News, always Adelaide. The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Sunny this afternoon, sunny tomorrow 23. With the 4 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Experience the smooth, rich flavour of McCafe today. Expertly crafted by trained baristas, just the way you like.
Nationals leader David Littleproud has been re-elected to the party's top job at a meeting in Canberra. Queensland Senator Matt Canavan challenged for the role but failed to win enough support. New South Wales MP Kevin Hogan has also been elected as the new deputy leader, with Perrin Davey expected to lose her Senate seat. Mr Littleproud says the party will now review all of its policies in the wake of the election defeat.
I'm proud of the Nationals and what we've been able to achieve because we've done it as a team. And there'll be some big questions that we'll have to move forward on, but we'll do that in a calm, methodical way. And the way that we've dealt the last 3 years is the way that we'll deal with the next 3 years.
Anthony Albanese has appointed Michelle Rowland as Australia's next Attorney-General in his post-election reshuffle. Ms Rowland was previously Communications Minister, but will take on the new job after Mark Dreyfus was moved to the backbench in a factional deal. Murray Watt will be the next Environment Minister, replacing Tanya Plibersek, who's moved to Social Services. The new Frontbench will be sworn in tomorrow. And the Prime Minister says he'll look to discuss tariffs with other world leaders while he's in Italy for the Pope's inauguration. He's confirmed he'll travel to Rome for the event. A big haul for Operation Eclipse. The team targeting illicit tobacco have made their largest ever seizure at a warehouse in Salisbury, which was being used as a distribution hub. More than 7 million cigarettes and 3.9 tonnes of loose tobacco were seized, worth in excess of $7 million. Detective Chief Inspector Brett Featherby appealing for the public's help as part of the ongoing operation.
We're now seeking further information from the public. We've had excellent support to date with over 400 calls to Crime Stoppers. We're still after locations where illicit tobacco is being stored, and in particular, information relating to anybody that may be helping facilitate the behaviour and the criminal activity that's occurring in the illicit tobacco market in South Australia.
The state's Education Minister says schools must comply with legislation supporting equal opportunity and anti-discrimination. There's parental outrage after a 13-year-old boy who's transitioned to a girl dominated a recent school sports day, winning most of the events. Blair Boyer says he understands the anger.
What I would say to them is, as the Minister, I say this for all our schools. I want them to be places where everybody feels welcome. I do worry about particularly the mental health of trans students at our schools. The rates of attempted suicide for transgender kids is something like 1 in 2. It is incredibly high.
And a groundbreaking IVF trial could see women avoid 2 weeks of injections. Scientists are using a technique which grows eggs in a lab outside a woman's body using stem cells to help them mature. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
At Barossa Volkswagen, we'll let you take a car home for the night. Barossa Volkswagen, city service, country feels.
Virat Kohli has announced his retirement from Test cricket. The 36-year-old says it feels like the right time to sign off from the format. Well, Port have had a light training session today ahead of this weekend's clash with Geelong. The club will be known as Yatapulti this week, given it's the Sir Doug Nicholls round. The Crows, or Kawana, has unveiled their 2025 First Nations Guernsey. The co-designer is former player Graham Johncock. The AFLW pre-season kicked off today, and the Oklahoma City Thunder has levelled its NBA playoff series with the Denver Nuggets at 2-2. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Afternoon at Salisbury East. Got a multi-car smash causing really big delays. Main North Road near Clayson Road. Avoid that if you can. Crave has got a gravel spill at the moment. This one's on Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road, causing a few delays. And Virginia, urgent electrical works at Anglevar Road near Ward Road. Cameras this afternoon, Adelaide Terrace, Edwardstown, Anzac Highway, Clinton. It's a fizzy frenzy at SodaStream. Fizz, mix and enjoy with up to 40% off site-wide. Now at sodastream.com.au, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny this afternoon, sunny tomorrow, 23. Wednesday, partly cloudy and 21. Back to 20 on Thursday. Right now it's 23 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, the truckie who came to the rescue of a mum and her special needs son. The crackdown on bad behaviour on Adelaide's public transport. Will the faceless Snowtown serial killer soon be a free man? A new alternative to IVF trialled for the first time. And the changes to aged care funding. What you need to know. 9 News. Your news. 9 at 6 on 9 and on 9 now.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey.
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yes, good afternoon. On the back of Showdown 57, the spoils have been claimed, bragging rights relished across workplaces across our great state today, and it's time to break it all down. It's our Monday footy review. Join us and share your assessments with us. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Oh, I love that word, relished. I put that on my sandwiches when I have corned beef. Thank you, Sam. Another glorious day today, 24, but still no rain in sight, and decent rain. I think we're ready for it now for the farmers. Showdown 57. Well, it was won by the Crows, but how is the head scratcher? We're going to try and break that down. Reds men and women are out, season over, but we love your calls, love your chats. We are interactive, 8223 0000. Lines available right now. Timmy G, welcome.
Welcome, Stephen, and congratulations to you and your club. That was a good victory.
Well, let me just say this. You were very, very emotional on a Thursday when I was putting a bit of accelerant on there, 40+, all that sort of stuff, and we've played it ad nauseum all weekend. Your comment about when the ball's there, and that proved to be correct.
Because we hadn't done that, certainly the previous week, and... You know, as we spoke about, sometimes Port Adelaide are good on the rebound. It's disappointing that they have to be good on the rebound, but they won all the numbers that you and Campo spoke about on the Tuesday. They won all those important KPIs, but weren't able to finish the game.
But your want, will, desire and fight was there.
And you know what? You'll never get in trouble for delivering that effort.
That's exactly right.
And that's probably the point that Port can take out of it. What Crows can take out of it is that they won a game where they didn't win any of those numbers, but were efficient at the right times to be able to nail it.
Exactly. I'll start with the Crows because they won, then we'll do Port. And really good teams can find a way to win. They can win ugly and they can win when they shouldn't have. Now, I'm not saying the Crows are a really good team, but they are maturing. They've done all three of those this year. The ugly one was against GWS. Now, by the numbers, Port plus 27 at stoppage, plus 23 for inside 50s. They won contested ball. Bergman took out Dawson. Their four best players as rated and on the field were Rosie, Butters, Wines and Bergman, and they all played for Port. So how did the Crows win? You said it. It was their efficiency. Here's Matty Nix.
We came in tonight to pick up 4 points and we did it, and I don't care how we do it.
Well, they punished Port on the mistakes. Make no mistake, you won the one-on-ones, the scramble, and you outnumbered and you did all that, but the Crows' pressure was very good. It was nearly at the elite all the way through, which meant if you made a mistake, they'd punish you, and they did. They kicked 9 goals, 8 from turnover. You guys kicked 12 goals from 62 inside 50s. Crows kicked 13 from 41. Now, I can't help but think, and I know you don't want to go there, but I will. With 23 more inside 50s, the TV panned a little fella called Willie Rioli in the stand. We all know why he didn't play. You can't tell me he wouldn't have snuck through a couple.
Yeah, but that's the land.
No, I know. That's you can say you've butts and candy nuts and all that,
correct.
but God, you missed him, and is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do know that he's an incredibly skillful player, but that played out the way it did, and you just got to go with what you've got on the ground, and the game played out beautifully. So I love that first text that's rolled in. From what I can understand, Port lost and Adelaide Crows managed to win. Thanks, media.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's actually a very good description.
Well, it is.
What happened?
Well, it is.
That's
pretty much it. My question from the Crows, they were 22 points up with 14 minutes on the clock. Isaac Rankin just kicked his second goal. He started deep forward. They were running on top of the grass. Momentum was in their hand. We call it, and this was a Craigie saying, when you got your foot on the throat of the opposition, Port Adelaide were the best at this. Snap it. Just keep going. Keep attacking. Keep playing that. Don't make rotations. Don't come off. Just keep going. Well, no, somehow a sign was held up with a T with an arm, and next minute they started to lock up. And I'm thinking, what was that sign? What was the coaching behind that? We're going to talk to Hinge about it. But here's Mickey Godden on the Sunday Roast into Matty Nix on SEN.
Always a great conversation in the coach's box, that one, because sometimes you don't pull the trigger on it and you wish you did, and then sometimes you go a little bit early and the game shows you that you went a bit early.
What did we get wrong? I think we probably could have helped our guys a little bit more in that last 10 minutes, where we'll have a look as coaches about game plan going forward and making sure it's clearer. Because in the end, we ended up with even numbers ahead of the ball when we were trying to create some numbers behind, and that gave Port an advantage in around stoppage.
See, I get a level of comfort from that. I thought, wow, they've made a mistake. Glad they did lose. If they did, the fingers would have been pointed at the coaching group. So that's, I guess, the messaging, the confidence, the leadership and the maturity. Maybe they are maturing. I'm glad they've identified it.
On and off, you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because that would have been... Well, you and I, we called the game. What are the Crows doing? Now, did Port wrestle the momentum back? No, I think the Crows played a different mode and handed them an opportunity to win, but they couldn't. Ken, on the Crows winning with their efficiency.
It was a turnover bit that they beat us in. It was the only thing that they probably beat us in across the game. But to their credit, they were able to put enough score on the board with the number of entries they have. But we all understand how efficient the Crows are going forward. And we know that they're probably going to do that more often than not against most teams.
Wasn't the only thing they won. They were in front of the scoreboard. That's the main one.
Yeah, that's the only one. How did you see counts, isn't it?
It is.
Look, I was impressed with their effort. The effort that they brought was what Port Adelaide people just want every week. It shouldn't fluctuate as large as it did from Ballarat to the Showdown. It can't fluctuate that far. If you want to be a really good side in AFL and want to try and challenge for a flag, you can't have that roller coaster ride of effort. So that's something that I think they haven't matured in for a long time, and they've got to be able to. This week, they're playing Geelong. They can't just roll out there and think they're going to have a lovely, sunny, beautiful day and play kick to kick and get around them. You've got to bring the exact same effort that you brought on Saturday night. So it can't be pick and choose when you do that. So I was impressed with the effort. I was impressed with the way that they bounced back. They won all the numbers that you and Campo went through on the Tuesday that they've been getting smashed in, including ground ball. They actually had a positive result on that. So I'd say there's a lot to work on there.
Yeah.
Where we probably got to tidy up is the way we get our goals. We get our goals really hard. It looked like absolute hard work inside 50 compared to Crows going inside 50. You go, which one's going to get it? There's plenty of choices there. So their skill work going inside 50 has always been a strength of Adelaide's, and it's coming back. Yeah.
Coughing the ball up every side does it. Defending a turnover, everybody's trying to find that. 9-8 from turnover was probably the difference, but all sides are doing it. Ken Hinkley spoke about his skipper, Connor Rowey.
I think he was the best player on the ground without, I don't necessarily like the losing side getting that, but kind of deserved it tonight. I thought he was an outstanding player. I thought he was a player out there that played a full 4 quarters of footy, so pretty proud of him, pretty happy that he's our captain.
Well, he was my best. 822300000. Was he your best, have you say? Was Connor Rowey BOG? Was he your best?
Yes, absolutely. And, you can argue that till the cows come home, but I'm quite surprised. I think there's 6 people that vote on any Showdown medal. So that's what they voted, 6 people. So that's their decision. Then you had the coaches' votes come out, which we'll read out later, but he won that also.
He
so
did. I don't think all those people get it wrong.
You can pick and choose, but I think he was clearly the best player.
Well, he'd have rather the 4 points. You're only a kick away from it.
It's
he won the medal. It's
actually no compensation, though, is it?
He probably did the 3 best things on that field other than Horn Francis's goal. And if I have a look at the highlights, probably the 5 biggest highlights were from Port people, but they still lost. I'm not sure how. It's a head-scratcher. 90 seconds on the clock. My moment. So what was your moment of Showdown 57? We've got a $50 Powers voucher. Get interactive. This was my moment.
Here comes Horn Francis. Goes around, takes a bounce, arches his back, goes long into the forward 50. Big mark needed. Finlayson.
That's a great mark.
Has taken taken the best mark of his career.
That is
went
exceptional.
back with the flight of the ball and has taken a rip snorter.
90 seconds on the clock. Horn Francis, ball in hand, put down the glasses. He'll either lace one out, hit someone, take another bounce and kick a goal. Enter Mark Keane. Leo Barry, you star moment. That was my moment of the, well, obviously, because it was a match-saving mark. What was yours?
Yeah, that was a great mark, I thought. There was a couple of really good moments during the game, wasn't there? I think, you know, Rankin soccer off the ground, which really kept that momentum going. It was the winning margin in the end. At that moment in time, that's what was protected to the nth. But I had the Sam Powell-Pepper going sideways ball over the top of the hand of the defender. But the moment I actually chose was the Connor Rosey moment going through the middle of the ground when I don't know, he ran into three players. How he got out of it, pirouetting, was just amazing.
Connor Rosey came charging through. Oh, that was incredible. Right
got him too.
Mr. Tucker. And he's laced out Georgiana.
That is outstanding.
That is as good a football as you'll see.
Not many in the league can do that. I'm serious about that. Immediately I think of players of the ilk of Dacos. I mean, not many can do that with poise and sideways, and then vision and efficiency, and then the skill to lace someone out. So what was your moment of Showdown 57? Was it the final siren? Was it you stirring your mate at the water cooler at work? What was it? 822 300 00.
And great news as well. The Adelaide has officially asked the AFL for the next showdown in round 20 this year to be played on a Thursday or Friday prime time slot.
They'll get it.
We'll see when the fixture drops later this week.
Do you have any hairy chess games left?
Oh, well, we've asked for another one.
Use it.
I was talking about a hairy... well, I won't say that.
No, it's a Monday footy review, so we want your Showdown reviews, 8223 0000. We'll speak to Mitch Hinge from the Crows and Port Locker Room tickets to win to this Saturday's game against the Cats. It's 16 after 6.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Your new local has had a fresh lick of paint and it's officially relaunched.
That's right, Rowey. The Para Hills Community Club is back better than ever. It's so fresh, the paint's still drying.
It is. It's your go-to for classic hospitality. Family meals, live tunes, ice-cold drinks and epic function spaces.
Plus, the first 100 through the doors score a free pint of Hahn Superdry.
How good. Para Hills Community Club, Bridge Road, Para Hills. Your new local is ready to welcome you.
Got something big to budge? Budget with Budget. Little trucks, big trucks. You can do it all in a budget rental truck. Get exactly what you need and at a great price too. So remember, whatever you've got to budget with a budget rental truck.
Budget with a budget rental truck. It's quick and cheap. Well, half your luck when you budget with a budget rental truck.
Budget car and truck rental. Call 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Oh, here's one. Hey, you leaving, mate?
Yeah, one sec, buddy.
Okay, no worries. Oh, come on. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Parking turning you into someone you're not? Search UPark app today.
Alrighty, at the Barossa Volkswagen, the open road is calling. No tight turns around traffic cones, no siree, no awkward loops past office blocks. You don't get any of that up there at the Barossa.
Now, I call it the Barossa Volkswagen because that's how Cornsey does it. I like copying things he does.
Right.
You can test drive your Barossa Volkswagen, drive the winds through the rolling vineyards, past gum trees and, I don't know, golden fields. You can open the window, turn up the music, actually feel what it takes for a real test drive, because you don't want to just do a 5-minute one. No. You want a 6-hour one or an overnight one. Have a sleepover. Ring Woody. Woody's the dealer principal. Yeah. Ring Woody.
Yeah.
Tell him, Rowey said ring me, and have a sleepover.
Well, that's right. And if
go to Rusden.
That's what they're saying. No worries at all. They'll hand you the keys for the night. No hard sell. Give you a blankie to, give it a nice little night's sleep. No hovering salespeople around this. You just get to take the vehicle and make sure you enjoy it and really feel the vibe.
Because the Volkswagen Amarok or the Touareg, all of them, they sell themselves.
Yeah.
I can speak firsthand. I went up to Barossa Volkswagen because I was up there having a chat and having a few wines with Christian. I just on the way back on the right-hand side heading out of town. So I'll get into Volkswagen Adelaide, Barossa Volkswagen. And I test drove and bought one.
Well, there. There it is.
Hey?
You
living
are
proof.
Living proof.
And when you drive them, you'll fall in love with them. And by all means, just take your time. As they said, park it in your driveway, show it off to the neighbours. I guarantee you this. You'll love the experience. You'll love the cars. You'll love the service, the price. And they'll beat anyone here in the, what do we call it here, the Plains, Adelaide?
This metropolitan area.
The metro area. It's 40 minutes up the highway, by
That's
the way.
it.
Might as well be another country town. Barossa Volkswagen, city service, but has real country feel.
For 125 years, Calvary has walked beside South Australians through life's most personal moments with quiet strength, deep compassion and unwavering care. Whether it's lending a hand at home or in hospital or providing comfort in later years, Calvary's people bring heart to every interaction. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence, a legacy of care shaped by those we serve. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
Scammers and fraudsters, they'll come at you any way they can. Texts, emails, phone calls, even social media. They're relentless. But so are Westpac. We don't just rely on one line of defence to protect you and your money. We've got layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. That's a lot of layers. When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac, layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. Westpac Online Banking, T's and C's apply.
Tyre Power's Mega May sale gives you the power to save on a mega range of Falcon tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
Oh no, there's the siren! Showdown 57 has been won by the Crows by 5 points, 13-11-89, 12-12-84, a classical showdown.
Sure was at 21 after 4 on this Monday footy review. We'd love your calls to wrap it all up and give us your assessments. 8223 0000 is the number. We'll get to them straight after we check your traffic. All thanks to Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted, custom design, fixed pricing and total peace of mind, because trust is a must.
A couple of breakdowns to look out for at West Highmarsh on the north-south motorway, one near Grange Road and the other near Susan Street. Gravel spill at Crayford causing all kinds of headaches today. Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road, and Salisbury has a multi-car smash on Main North Road at Clayson Road causing delays inbound. They're quite big too at the moment. Cameras Anzac Highway, Plimpton and Duthie Street at Malvern. Get 25% off in-store and online right now at Freedom. Hurry, Sally's midnight tonight. Don't miss out. Save 25% in-store and online now only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Well, there you go. Text, calls, $50
Absolutely.
voucher.
Got a unique homestyle food text. I want to have a bite back at this one.
Oh, hello.
Ooh. Yeah. Andrew says, I like to know why when the crowd boos Tex, it's okay with Tim, but when they boo JHF, he calls them idiots. I don't like booing, Andrew. What have I always said?
You don't like booing.
I'm not a booer,
You're
am
not
I?
a booer.
I'm not a booer. I don't like it, and I think it's just childish. So, Andrew, I don't like it. Doesn't matter who it is.
You have class. Who's the booer in this room?
I know who it is.
That's me. And a proud booer.
Let's see, I didn't out you.
No.
I didn't out you.
You're a good man.
Got your back. Let's
Hello,
go to Finland.
Scotty.
Gentlemen, now I got on a flight to Melbourne the other week, got to the front of the counter to check in, and the lady offered me an exit row seat for free.
Cool.
Now I'm 5 foot nothing, and there is no way I deserve that extra leg room, but I got it. Now there is no way the Crowies deserved in that last quarter to hold off Port Adelaide, but they did, and it was remarkable. And if I found Mark Keane in bed with the lovely lady this week, I would make him a hot chocolate, tuck them both in, kiss and good night. But
that's
my main
awkward,
point
Scotty.
here-
I'd be happy if you put a cigar in his mouth and put his slippers on. Wow.
But my main point here is, if that's not enough body of evidence for the AFL to keep matches like that on free-to-air, because I think that was the first free-to-air match in the new agreement, I don't know what we need to do, but close to a record 54,000. Cop that, Victoria.
Yeah, well done, Scotty. What was the stat? 53,117 was the third highest crowd for Showdown history.
Well done.
Yeah, Kev actually said he heard on 3AW, because people were saying, what about Showdown as a standalone game on Channel 7, say on a Thursday or a Friday night?
The next one will be.
3AW said, who's interested in Showdowns or the Derby over there in WA. So that's probably why we continue to not.
Whoever listens to a Victorian.
Yeah.
I mean, really, those big buffhead, V-headed things.
It's a good point. Nick DeVille, g'day, Nick.
Nick.
How are you guys?
All right, buddy.
What a showdown, and I'm a Port man, and congratulations to the Crows. At the end of the day, they won because they kicked more goals.
Yeah, that's the only stat that matters, Nick. Yep.
Simple. That's exactly right. What I analyse between the two, in midfields, we beat them on the night. Forwards, they're a better forward setup than what we are. And when you look at our forwards, you're kicking with no wind on both sides of the field. You're 30, 35 metres out, and we just miss. And it's not once. We've done that for the last 2 years. We've really got a problem about kicking straight because that would have changed the game. And one thing I can't understand, I got excited when the young ruckman got picked to play, but then I couldn't believe they took Sweet out. When will Ken play two ruckmen and you play your best 22? You know, we're a small side compared to everyone else, and we'll have Ollie Wines going as the second ruck. In that last quarter when they came back, we had Jason
Finlayson
off, we had
ruck.
Butters off, we had Rosie off, all at the same time.
Inexcusable, that, Nick. I agree with that. I don't think you're ever going to play two ruckmen. One of Vicentini or Sweet needs to be able to go forward.
It's very rare.
Very rare.
That AFL clubs do it these days. Do you know, I reckon if they
how lucky the Crows. They got Thilthorpe and bloody... I mean, that's probably the best combination in the league at the moment.
I think because if you are going to take away the sub and make it 23, that gives AFL clubs the chance to play a second tall ruck.
Did we talk about in the opening how good Thilthorpe was at that early?
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, very good.
Can I do it again?
Yeah, you can.
After 4:30.
All righty. Let's go to Byron Bay. G'day, David.
Dave.
Oh, g'day, gent. Rowey, some very good news for you, mate. And Timmy, commiserations in advance here. Look, assuming you guys agree that there's a general lag of, say, 3, 4, 5 years from drafting a player to them reaching potential, I genuinely believe the Crows will not lose the power for the remainder of the decade. The Crows' list build, I think Rowey probably owes an apology or two to Justin Reid, has been exceptional. The drafting, the trading. You look at all the elite players, Thilthorpe, Rochelle, Rankin, Dawson, Soligo. I could go on. I won't. The last couple of years are Curtin and Draper, top 5, top 10 picks, still to come through. Ports, however, they were more the 17, 18, 19 period where they drafted very well Rosie, Butters, Bergman, Georgiades. Effectively, the peak, they're coming off. The Crows are about to overtake them and stay there. I genuinely believe that for the next few years.
Well, hang on. Those Port players you named, the average age is 23, so I think you're wrong on that one. But can you say that stat again? The Crows won't lose a showdown for what?
For this decade, until 2030.
That's another 5 years. I didn't play it. Dave did. Dave, I love your positivity.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Any money on that, Dave?
Timmy. Wow.
Yeah, that's...
How old's Bergman?
That's not happening.
23?
Yeah.
How old's Rosie?
It's just
23?
It's just a fact of time.
Yeah.
If you look over the last 5 years.
And I don't know anyone down the Crows an apology, David. I've been waiting 7 long bloody years, son. Hello, Gregory.
Hey, boys, how are you?
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about my moment was the young man has had a lot of pressure on him going into this game because of his actions from last year. And that's Josh Rochelle, and he handled that stupendously with the first goal of the game and then that after the siren at halftime. Amazing.
Yeah, that's a great one, Greg. Well done. Booing is basically passionate noise.
Who said that?
Jeffrey said it's not booing, it's passionate noise.
All right.
It is.
However you can justify it. I like it.
It is. That's how I do it.
Yeah.
Just passionate noise, Timmy.
We'll get back to more of your calls in the next half hour. 8223 0000. Your showdown assessments. It's 28 after 4. And we'll get Rowey and Timmy G's wrap as well from how it all worked out on Saturday night next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
The average water bill increased $80 last year.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Government, again, they're saying, listen, we need to increase the amount of revenue we're taking in to invest in infrastructure and so forth.
55,000 South Australians are unable to cover the cost of their SA water bills.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
It's a fair point that a huge increase in the cost of housing is just a tax bonanza for the state government.
5AA Breakfast.
But they're not going to dip into any of that, are they?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
New car? Holiday? Why not both? At Edwardstown Mazda's biggest ever end of financial year sale, you'll drive away with up to $10,000 in savings and go into the draw to win the ultimate New Zealand getaway. Flights, accommodation, wine tour and more. All sorted. Don't choose between a car, a holiday or great savings. Get all three. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
It's gotta be.
T's and C's apply.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone. At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. Arrests have been made after a home invasion at Davern Park at lunchtime. Detectives investigating the state's illegal tobacco wars have made a record seizure. Well, the Nationals are sticking with David Littleproud as leader despite the election loss. And in sport, Port's Willie Rioli trained today and is expected to be back playing this weekend. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Afternoon, got a smash at Trott Park. It's on the Southern Expressway, just near Majors Road. Really big delays outbound all the way down to the bottom of the hill. Avoid that if you can tonight. West High Motion breakdown on the north-south motorway near Grange Road causing really big delays, and a gravel spill getting cleaned up at Crayford at the moment. Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road. Cameras Grange Road, Grange and Jetty Road at Larks Bay. Stop driving dangerously or South Australia Police will stop you. With more patrols targeting dangerous drivers, think road safety. A message from the Government of South Australia. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, clear down to 11 tonight, sunny tomorrow 24. Right now it's 23 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
You don't understand what you're going to come out with, but you know that you want something that's going to be memorable and pretty. So I just go in with a vague sort of idea, and then those wonderful people at Martin Rogers just work it all out for me, and we start doing sketches and things that I like, things that I don't like, and just it all falls together.
Martin Rogers Jewellery. Timeless designs, unforgettable stories. martinrogers.com.au.
All righty, here we go. Hey, you know, it's good to have your mates.
Oh, well, I don't have many, but I've got this one.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. He's a good bloke. Good old Matty.
Matthew.
Did you know when you got to borrow something? It could be a car, it could be a trailer, you name it. Well, just go straight to Matty. Save the hassle, save the embarrassment. Avis Truck Rental Adelaide will help you out.
Well, he runs the depot at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide, a third-generation owner of it. Everyone thinks Avis blue chip. They are one of the best out there, if not the best. They're family-owned.
That's it.
This one is. He's always ready to help. Why wouldn't he? Whether you're moving a house, picking up something from 9 to 10, planning a family road trip, going down to the Barossa, Avis Truck Rental Adelaide has you covered. Ask for the 5AA fixed price. The Timmy G one slightly better, but Matthew will look after you.
Look, if you've got to, get a lot of people around somewhere, like, say you might have maybe 2 sets of twin grandchildren. Maybe just as a scenario. I'm not saying anybody in this room has 2 sets of twins.
I'm proud
but if
of
you
it.
did, and then you got your daughter-in-law, your son, your daughters, your wife. Well, you're going to need a 12-seater Avis minibus, and we can drive around on that on a car licence. It's great. So you can go to the footy with your friends. You can go over to the Barossa. You can go to McLaren Bar. You name it. Get one of these at Avis Minibus. Beautiful, thanks.
Well, drive to Melbourne, drop it off and fly back.
And you can do that.
They're just brilliant. Trust your mate. His name's Matthew at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. Don't forget that. He's always keen to help out. Jump online. It's avis.com.au or call this number. Ask for Matty, 8241 5200.
All right, that'll be absolutely diddly squat.
Buy any vehicle from Suzuki in the city before June 30 and you could win an entire year of groceries from Foodland. T's and C's apply. Licence number T25707. Driven by Australian Motors.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
At 26 to 5, it's our Monday footy review, your Showdown 57 review. We'll take your calls 8223 0000. Mitch Hinge from the Crows to join us at 5 o'clock. And we here on the Sports Show have a great chance for you to bid on a brilliant, amazing VIP experience at Adelaide Oval. Get your own corporate suite for you and 17 mates. I hope you got 17 mates at the Port Adelaide Melbourne game coming up Sunday 15th of June. That's round 14. It's valued, wait, $7,000. This is a SA Police Legacy fundraiser. All funds raised from this auction are used to improve the lives of thousands of SA police officers and their families because they're faced with life-altering events such as serious illness or bereavement. So to bid on this amazing prize, head to policelegacysA.org.au. You can support SA Police Legacy and support SA Police families when they need it most. So the website again, policelegacysA.org.au. What a great opportunity.
That is superb.
Terrific
and
stuff.
You're helping people out in the meantime. Do you want to go first or Crows?
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, what do they say? Losers can please themselves. So you make the decision. Would you like to go first or not?
Oh, I'll get mine out the way.
Well, you're the winners. Winners
Okay.
go first.
Crows lost every stat, we know that, except the scoreboard, and that's probably the only one you want to win. Port set themselves, there's no question, for a desperate fight. Their want, their will and hunt for the contest I thought was outstanding. I'm not going to say it was like their grand final, but they played like it was, as they should, as you say, Timmy, in it, every game. That's how Port play. Crows' pressure, however, was elite. There's no question about that. When they got it back off Port, and they got it back, they punished them. 9-8 from stoppage. Here's Matty Nicks.
Yeah, we felt like we capitalised when we needed to. We probably dodged a few bullets where they didn't necessarily capitalise and finish their work off. But that's the game. You know, there's pressure involved in that as well, where they're having shots for goal from.
So I think if there is a trend, very good in their midfield against GWS, very bad against Fremantle, then very good again. They've got to get that midfield consistency right. Port Adelaide through that midfield were superb. And I thought they hunted and planned well, whether it was a combination of all the coaches or Josh Carr got his way and Kenny supported it. But that Bergman on Dawson was an elite move, and Bergman is an absolute star. Actually, can we just say, if those that missed the after, we interviewed Miles Bergman, we asked him about his contract. He ain't going anywhere. You didn't get that out of it, did you?
I don't think I did. No. I'd love to say that. But
Their plan for Rankin was terrific. In the last quarter, he actually kicked the 2 goals that probably swung it, but had to get moved off ball. I love their method around the contest. For those who don't know what method is when there's a ball up or there's a throw in or there's a 50-50 ball, they don't all go in like a bull out of a gate. They know who can win it. And then on the outside, they release it, and then they get the runners on the third string. God, they were good from stoppage. To kick 5-8 was outstanding. They were very, very good. Here's Matty Nicks.
Whatever reason tonight, and again, we'll dig deeper and have a look. We're up against a great midfield, so we acknowledge that, but our guys weren't at their best.
No, they weren't. They got shown up, no question about that. Last week, the All Played Well flag went up, didn't it? The Crows, you have to say, all played well. This week, 2 flags went up. Josh Worrell in career best form, and my man Riley Thilthorpe, he is maturing before our eyes. Is he or is he not? He was a colossus early. Imagine when he actually does grow up and become a hairy-ass man. I said that in the breakfast.
Hairy chest.
And a hairy chest. Well, hairy everything. Well, he's got a hairy beard.
Got a hairy beard.
But he's starting to get some consistency in his performance. Here's Matty Nicks.
I mean, he really looks forward to these big games. And they're big for him. You know, they get talked about a lot, where in his early part of his career, you know, people were sort of challenging him around what he needed to be better at, and so he went to work, and now he loves it. He embraces the big contest. He had some really tough matchups tonight, and he wanted to show where his improvements have come. I thought he did that, especially, as you mentioned, first half.
Well, tough matchups. I'd reverse over the goals he got. He had a lot of matchups where he was on a couple of smaller little roosters. But anyway, he did a great job. Here's Oppo coach Ken Hinkley on the same thing.
First half, they were certainly causing us some grief, particularly Thilthorpe was causing a lot of problems. But I thought Aaliyah in the second half did a great job to fight back and square it up a bit.
So the votes were Connor Rosie 9, Thilthorpe 8, Zach Butters 7, Miles Bergman 3, Josh Worrell got the 2, and Mark Keane, with that mark of the year, got the solitary one. So that's how I saw it.
Well done. Well played. Now, so for Port Adelaide's sake, I suppose we came from a week where there were lots of predictions made, 40 plus up to 100 plus, as far as getting an absolute hiding. All the numbers that were predicted sort of lent.
But it was unanimous, wasn't it?
And, well, not from me, but I was just listening to the rhetoric, because that's what happens before a showdown. If one side's lost and the other has played well, you sort of go, oh, this is it. But this is another example of why it doesn't actually matter what's happened the week before. And I think that, I said that to David and Will on the Friday, the previous week, it never matters. This is what's got to happen.
Glad they responded and we played a bit better game, but we lost. I just know there's some certain ingredients in our game that says we'll try pretty hard and we'll give ourselves a chance more often than not, which we've done consistently in my time. We've always been able to play a brand of footy that puts us in games of football where not many people think we're much chance. We tend to do a good job of doing what we have to do the way we have to do it.
So a lot of good things there. The challenge is bringing that effort every week, and that's something they've...
Everyone's after that.
Yeah, but to the level. You can't have a roller coaster of a 90-point performance into a 5-point performance like that, with the effort not being anywhere near good enough one week and then being sensational the next. You can't have that fluctuation. They know that. It's something that they've been, I reckon, wrestling with over the past 5 seasons. I reckon they've had these moments where they've been blown out and then they're able to bounce back. In finals especially, I think that's where you use up too much petrol. We saw it when they got smashed by Geelong in the first final here at Adelaide Oval. They back it up with a terrific performance against Hawthorn, but they're out of gas by the time they get to Sydney. So that behaviour has to change. You have to get to a level where you can bring that intensity right from the beginning. So they reacted to the loss. The KPIs, like you said, 27 plus in clearances, 24 plus in stoppage clearances alone, 13 marks inside 50. Because I know you said to me, Ken, the Crows have been able to hold their opposition to 8.5 marks on average inside 50. They've been able to kick over 100 points just about every single game. They've also been able to go inside 50, over 50 times per game, which gives them great looks at it. Port were able to hold the Crows on those 3 KPIs. They had 13 marks inside 50. They kept them to 89 points. They only 41 inside 50s. And just, again, credits the Crows at how good they are when they get inside there, that they're able to do all 3 of those but not win it. They won 69 1%ers to 31. Back to the want, the desire, the effort.
You could see it.
So if you build a game on that sort of numbers, you are going to win more than you lose. Of
course you will.
So they've got to keep that up. That's their thing. 71 turnovers, probably where I think they lost it.
Yep.
Crows were very good on turnover.
9-8.
And within 30 metres, which is where Campo says you get that's where you want to get your scoring from, and they're easy goals. Kick 3, goal 4, Crows kick 6-3.
Oh.
So that's your difference in, efficiency. And that's probably where it was won.
missed a close one. I reckon Bergman missed one. And Finlayson.
Yeah. Which you've just got to be able to nail those.
All in the first half, we said that.
The one thing I want to highlight and I'd love to get an explanation on this, and hopefully we'll have a coach on during the week to sort of get this. My understanding is that rotations aren't made by coaches anymore. I know that's been going on a long time, but people probably still think that the coach pulls the levers and said, you come off and you go on. It's all done, my understanding, is by high performance. Is that the same as yours?
Well, pretty much so. I think that's how it's explained.
I just reckon in the last quarter, all those rotations go out the window for mine.
Yeah.
So what happens in the last quarter, if you're in a close contest, who's on the ground at what time can make a massive impact on whether you win or lose. Now, I felt like at the 5-minute mark is when Fogg kicked his goal. So that was a nice, clean goal. Bang, they got it. You beauty. They go back the middle. When they go back the centre, that was just after the 5-minute mark. Visentini, who'd been, holding his own against Riley O'Brien, he's come off the ground for a rotation. Finlayson, who's a second ruck then, has to go up against Rolly O'Brien, which is not when you want your second string ruck to play. So he goes into the centre. You guys are able to win the ball back.
He did an alley-oop to Dawson.
He ran off of Finlayson. They kicked the ball down the line. Rob's on his own. He takes the mark, gives it off inside to who? Rankin. Rankin strolls in for a nice, easy goal. So that's 2 in a row you've got now.
Up 15.
Go back into the middle for the next bounce. Finlayson's there again. Now, this it's not, that bit is not Finlayson's fault. Probably not following Rob down the ground is, but he was probably going with what he thought was the momentum, so he gets caught on the way back. In the middle, Rob just goes, bang, lace out to Dawson. Dawson's kick goes down. We know the soccer off the ground by Rankin. So you've got momentum. You've got the 3-goal momentum.
22 points up with 13 minutes on the clock.
And I reckon that's where Port lost it.
Okay.
In that bracket, and I think I would love to ask, is the head coach can say, no, stop. He's staying on.
Get Vicentini out there.
Just keep him there.
Yeah.
Don't bring him off. No, you sit there, high performance man. No more rotations until I say.
Sit there.
Because honestly, that bit, I reckon, was almost momentum changing. Now, I think Adelaide probably did make that blue at that moment in time to put that sign up, which was almost
we'll
control
speak
the
to
tempo.
Hinge about that.
Yeah. So, but that was the period for me that I reckon you got to throw high performance out the door and go with confidence and momentum. And what's going to stop that? And unfortunately, I think that got that margin out to about 18 points at that time.
And it's crept into footy. It was always gut feel, gut feel, gut feel. And let's look at the science and see if the science actually backs it up. And coaches were just gut feel with a bit of science. Now it's science and maybe gut feel comes in.
Got to have your best.
What would have Jack said?
Got to have your...
Go and get...
No, there's no way that bloke would have come off. Let's go to Dennis. G'day, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, good day. How are you, boys? Timmy, that a very good setup you just said then. That was all true. But I've got some moments or turning points. Third quarter, Jason Norton-Francis marks 20 metres out from goal and kicks a point. And then he missed another one from 20 metres in the last quarter. Connor Rosey missed from 20 metres. Georgie Artis is running into an open goal.
That's
Ollie
3 goal
Lord
4 we missed. Yeah.
Ollie Lord took a mark and never even made the distance. And then with Aaliyah, now surely once the sides were picked, when Thorpe was in the pocket, then Aaliyah had to be with him right from the first bounce. And he took 4 marks in that first quarter against either little number 8, Josh Sin or Jonesy, you know. And then when Aaliyah did go on him, I 3 or 4 times I commented to my mate that, and he jumped from behind and was able to spoil Tilthorpe. No, we missed it. And then when in the third quarter, the Adelaide were kicking in towards the goal square, and there was Aaliyah and there was Burton. And Burton went to Tilthorpe and Aaliyah went to the smaller bloke.
That can happen in a handover. Well done, Dennis. A couple of moments there. What was your moment of Showdown 57? Have you say?
8223 0000 is the number to call and get interactive with us. It's 13 to 5. Here's your roads.
Afternoon. Really big delays with the smash at Trop Park at the moment. It's on the Southern Expressway in Majors Road, but we've got delays back to Seacombe Road. Those delays are awful. They're outbound. Avoid it if you can. West Highmarsh, a breakdown on the north-south motorway to Grange Road causing headaches, and a gravel spill getting cleaned up at the moment. Really messy too. This one's at Crayford, Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road. Camera 2 tonight, Anzac Highway at Ashford. Add to the look of your car with a Japanese number plate. Order from easyplates.sa.gov.au or Service SA. A message from the Government of South Australia. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, we, the Lynn Andrews team, have specialised in commercial and residential property management. But above all, we specialise in people, helping to make life easier for investors and tenants. Everyone is treated with empathy and respect. It's the way we do business. It's the Lynn Andrews way. For residential and commercial property management, we're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com
Life-changing impact. That's the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Whether it's funding life-changing medical research for South Australians or winning the big one, the impact is life-changing. You have a 1 in 15 chance of winning, and it could be the $3 million Scott Salisbury Grand Prize home. With over 11,000 prizes, you really do have a shot at this. Get your tickets now. homelottery.com.au. Licence M14727.
Right Price, we all know that name, normally synonymous with the old heating and cooling, the great little jingle that goes with it. But look, now they're going higher and higher, right up to your roof. That's where they're going, right to the roof. Same exceptional service, value and quality, but now in roofing.
Well, 25 years experience. It's not as if they're a fly-by-nighter. They've been doing it for years. Right Price Roofing, they do it all. From total roof replacement, including tiled roof installation, to roof repairs and cleaning. In fact, the Right Price Roofing team, as I've said, they've been doing it since Adam was a boy.
You know, sometimes...
Since there was button-up boots.
Correct. Sometimes your roof might just be in good nick. It just might need a little lick of paint or such. So they'll get up there, they'll paint it, and you'll love the result of it. You'll go, how good is that? Looks like a new one.
You do your roof because it's a big surface area of your house. It just pops. So if you're going to sell it, do your roof.
Just like
that. That's it. I like a good pop. And for peace of mind, Right Price Roofing will give you a rock-solid quote. So there's no big surprises. No one loves surprises. They'll do it brilliantly, first time, every time, and your house will... Where's the pop?
It'll beam at pop as well. So, leaky roof, a roof clean, get total roof restoration. Do it all. Get in touch with Right Price Roofing. You can visit them at rightpriceroofing.com.au.
Right Price Roofing, you can get your roof right at Right Price.
Steinborner has done it again. The Jack T9 Ute has landed at Jack Motors in Gawler. Enjoy a 5-star ANCAP safety rating, 7-year unlimited K warranty, 7-year roadside assist, and 7-year capped price servicing. The Jack T9 impresses with a turbocharged diesel engine, 4x4 dual range transmission, 3-ton towing capacity, and can easily handle a full-size Aussie pallet with 1,045 kilo payload. All this from $45,980 drive away. Jack Motors, it's well worth the trip. Gawler, Barossa and Clare, or at gawlerjackmotors.com.au.
G'day, it's Ben from BJ Energy. Lately I've had a lot of people asking about the federal battery rebate, what it is, how it works, and whether they're eligible. At BJ Energy, we've done the homework. Our job is to help you make the most of the rebate while it's still around. So if you're thinking about solar or a home battery, or just have any questions about the federal battery rebate, it's easy to get in touch with us. No sales pitch, just straight answers. Visit bjenergy.com.au. That's bjenergy.com.au.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. Wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping at your local Star Discount chemist? Become a Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the FIVEAA Sports Show.
9 to 5, Mitch Hinge to join us on our Monday footy review very shortly, but it's all about your calls, 8223 0000. And we have tickets for you and a friend to get along to our Adelaide Thunderbirds. They're in action to host the West Coast FIVEAA coming up at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre on Saturday the 17th. If you'd like to head along, 8223 0055 is the number.
Yeah, what was your moment in Showdown 57? It's 4:51. Here's this text. Hey, Ro, how many houses did you lose over the weekend with your big 40-plus win of the Crows? Oh, you all talk, no action. Cyril from Rose Park. Well, Cyril, I did put 100 on. Well, my son did, and I lost the 100. But the 4 points, Cyril. Oh, the 4 points, Cyril. Invaluable, son. Invaluable, Cyril.
Let's go to the phones. G'day, Brian.
G'day there. All I wanted to say is about the Showdown. I thought it was a few guys will have a look at themselves in the mirror. It wasn't too good when they kept booing Connor Rosey when he was trying to make his speech after the match.
Well, it was a poor crowd. How would he get booed?
Yeah, there was still some crows.
Were they booed? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was sort of there. It's always there.
Who cares, Brian? You boo whenever you want, whoever you want, and however you want.
I
just say I don't do it.
You don't boo a champion.
No, you don't. He is a champion. I wouldn't have booed that. I'm just saying, when you're a booer, you can't throw stones. Hey, how's this about throwing stones? Indian legend Virat Kohli has just retired. Well, he's one of India's greats. And I look at it and I think, well, he played 123 tests.
He
calls his cap a brown baggie.
A baggy blue.
there's no such thing.
No.
Don't copy us for
Green,
that.
I read.
He averaged 46.85 as a Test player.
It's good.
Well, it's not the top 10. It's not even the top 20.
Oh,
Look, it's not even in the top 50.
Still good.
But it is. Well, it's elite.
Over 9,000 runs.
Yeah,
Pretty
but when you say Virat Kohli, you think he's way up there with the Sachin Tendulkar. He's miles off him.
He's no
in
Sachin.
other words,
Is that what you're saying? He's no Sachin.
no, he's all talk, no action. But I think he's famous for this. He's most famous for when Donald Trump visited India.
Where your people cheer on some of the world's greatest cricket players, from Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli.
That will never age. That big buffet, I have no idea.
Oh, dear.
How's how he talks? Virat Kohli.
There you go. Let's go to Paracombe. G'day, Kathy.
Hi, how you going?
Good, mate.
I was at the game on Saturday night, and I just want to ask a question about the people on the oval in the race as they come out. In
the cheer squad's out on the oval.
Oh, holding the banner.
Yep, yep.
It's just that they, at that time, it's a Port home game, and they have the kick of the goal, first goal of the game.
Yep.
We could not see it. I was in the member stand, western side, and this hasn't happened before. I'd like to know how many people they're allowed to have out there.
There was a lot,
They had
Kath,
a hell of a
wasn't
lot
there?
of people out there, the Crows. You couldn't even see the Port kids, and you could not see those two little kids kick that goal for the first time.
It was a lot busier than it normally is.
That is a
wasn't
very
it, Kath?
good point.
It was a lot busier than it normally was. So
Thank you, Kath.
That's pre-game. So I'll ask a question, Kath. What happened there? Let's go to Highbury. Malcolm, how are you?
Okay, boys. Oh, look, I think you've got to give full hats off to Hinkley and Port Adelaide for their planning before the game. Their move, bringing Vicente in, Bergman onto Dawson, playing Rankin pretty hard. Look, I think they won the battle of the coaching box. It probably wasn't until the last quarter that Dawson roamed a bit. Fogarty roamed around the ground more, Rankin up forward. But, yeah, Timmy G, you stole my thunder a little bit with the in terms of doing the interchange and all that. You might as well not have a coach since they're all done beforehand. I've always thought it's absolutely ridiculous. It's over the top, just like the umpiring was. The umpiring the first quarter, I watched it again last night to make myself to see if I thought it was as bad as I did live. And as an experienced maggot, I thought there were 6 unwarranted free kicks in the first quarter. I thought Timmy had come down and umpired and commentated.
So, Malcolm, do you think that is
experience?
When you say unwarranted, you just think that they're ones you could let go, or they're just completely wrong?
Let the players decide the result. It was so technical. There were 3 of them. I had to watch it 3 times to find what he'd actually paid. And just, look, I'm sorry, when you're umpiring, you're umpiring at lower levels of amateur league and country footy, you've got a responsibility with player safety. You have to be technical at times. You want to make sure no one's absolutely king hit behind the play and all that. You haven't got that at AFL level. And it just seemed like they were so over the top early where they wanted to put the implant and be in control of the game. You don't have to at AFL level.
No, you don't.
On video, no one king hits anyone anymore. And if anyone does anything stupid, they go on video anyway.
That's it. Malcolm, do me a favour. From one maggot to another, can you ring the quiff, number 22, and just try and talk some sense into him as a field umpire?
I mean, you
Every
watched the sample game yesterday, and a very good one, Eagles v Tigers at Glenelg. I feel like they let it more go. I feel like they let more go at sample level, and you don't feel frustrated anywhere near the level because I think the old whistle's not as busy.
They still get it wrong, but they have a
natural.
better
That's
feel.
going to happen. We all get things wrong as human beings, but I think letting it go more and not going, was that one there or not? I just love the fact that the obvious gets paid.
Yeah, I've got to get more professional because as soon as I see number 22 out there, the quiff, I just get quiffed.
Get quiffed, that's what you're saying. It's a verb
I just lower myself to the lowest common denominator.
All right. Well, we're going to continue your showdown calls for our Monday footy review. Straight after the 5 o'clock news, we'll have Mitch Hinge join us as well, but it's all about your calls. So get involved with the show. 8223 0000. Give us your assessments from Showdown 57.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
All right, that'll be absolutely diddly squat.
Buy any vehicle from Wayville Hyundai before June 30 and you could win an entire year of groceries from Foodland. T's and C's apply. Licence number T25707. Driven by Australian Motors.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Unpack the wonder of a remarkable archaeological discovery. The treasures of the Viking Age at the South Australian Museum. See gold, silver and unique heirlooms from the astonishing Galloway Hoard. On now until the 27th of July. Book now at samuseum.sa.gov.au.
Shane from Drummond Golf, you've been busy turning good golfers into great golfers.
We certainly have, Rowey. We have the best gear for golfers at all levels. And with the price match guarantee, you know you'll get the best for less.
And you'll improve their game with Mini Golf Max, big swing simulators and My Match Expert fitting. You've helped me, Shane. I shot over 200 metres the other day.
What, in the right direction, Timmy?
That's the next lesson, boys.
Lift your game with Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer.
Alrighty, now Rowey, I reckon you'd have a swear jar, but you know what? Yours wouldn't have been full on Saturday night. Mine would have. Here's a swear jar full of goodness. Swear jar at By Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, full of pledges, promises from the whole team at By Urban. Things they'll swear they'll do for you.
God, they're a team, By Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens.
By Urban.
They are. That's exactly what they are. Here's one. Chloe's the operation manager. Just happens to be Riley O'Brien's fiancée.
There we go.
She's the one that's teaching him the ruck craft. That over the back to Dawson on the fly was straight out of Chloe's operational manager's handbook. And nothing gets past Chloe. She is the queen of engaging all bathroom renovation projects. Chloe swears to ensure that every trade arrives on time, every time, day in, day out. That is an
massive promise, isn't it? Huge promise.
Well, she has and stands by it.
Good on.
And if she doesn't, you got a bloke the name of Coxie. Big Coxie.
Takes over. Get in now.
He walks lightly with a big
proverb, please.
Would he walk heavy with a little stick or lightly with a...
Whatever it is, By Urban will do it.
He carries sticks.
By Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, your Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Unhealthy mould spreads quickly in your bathroom. For a sparkling clean, mould-free shower, call the Grout Guy and stop it before it starts.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Down to 11 tonight, sunny tomorrow 24. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Experience the smooth, rich flavour of McCafe today. Expertly crafted by trained baristas, just the way you like.
There's been a home invasion at Davern Park. A house on Mainwaring Crescent was targeted around midday. Police will allege 2 suspects entered the property and threatened the occupants before leaving the house in a white Lancer. An 18-year-old man was struck by a vehicle as he attempted to leave the scene. The second suspect, a 20-year-old man, ran from the area and was not injured. The pair have been arrested and the elder charged. Both men will be summoned to appear in court at a later date. Operation Eclipse investigators targeting illicit tobacco have had a big win. They've made their largest ever seizure at a warehouse in Salisbury, which was being used as a distribution hub. Detective Chief Inspector Brett Featherby says more than 7 million cigarettes and 3.9 tonnes of loose tobacco were seized, valued at over $7 million.
A residential premises was then searched at Para Hills. Evidence was located at that premises that linked the occupant of the premises to the Salisbury address, and as a result, a 51-year-old man from Para Hills was arrested.
Operation Eclipse has so far resulted in 37 arrests and police restraining more than $22 million in assets. Anthony Albanese's new look Frontbench will be sworn in tomorrow with a number of senior ministers taking on new roles. Michelle Rowland has been appointed Attorney General, while her communications portfolio will be given to Sport Minister Annika Wells. Murray Watt will be the next Environment Minister, with Tanya Plibersek moving to Social Services. Mr Albanese says Mr Watt is the right person to take over the job.
I regard the environment as a really central portfolio. It's the only one I've ever asked for in this building. And I regard it as very much a senior role in a Labor government. Murray will do it very well.
And the Prime Minister will attend the Pope's inauguration over the weekend. Anthony Albanese is scheduled to head to Indonesia this week and plans to fly directly to Rome after the diplomatic visit. He's also flagged talks with other world leaders on the sidelines of the event. Nationals leader David Littleproud says he has no intention of weighing into the Liberals' leadership ballot. Mr Littleproud has secured another term in charge of the junior coalition partner. The Liberals will decide on their leadership team tomorrow following their federal election loss. Mr Littleproud says he'll work with whoever the party picks.
I'm not going to get caught up in who the Liberal Party elect. I mean, if someone gave the National Party gratuitous advice about who should be the leader, they'd quickly told to take a running jump. So the reality is whoever becomes the leader of the Liberal Party, we'll have constructive discussions and we'll enter that in a mature and constructive way.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
At Barossa Valley Volkswagen, you can take a real test drive. barossavolkswagen.com.au.
Virat Kohli has called time on his Test cricket career. During his 14 years in the Whites, he notched up the most matches as India's Test captain and most wins as India's Test captain. He also led India to a first-ever series win in Australia. But former Aussie captain Mark Taylor says at 36, his game wasn't what it was.
And to be honest, these last 3 or 4 years haven't been great. He's only made 300s, I think, in the last 5 years now. So he hasn't been in the best form, or that Virat Kohli form that he was in for about 10 years. No doubt one of the best batsmen of this era of Test match cricket.
To footy and Port's Willie Rioli trained today and is expected to be back playing this weekend. The Power take on Geelong at home. The club were on the receiving end of one of Rioli's alleged threats last year. Assistant coach Josh Carr weighing in.
Look, I think Willie understands what that looks like from his point of view and what could come his way, as long as it's all within the game.
And Essendon's Nate Caddy is the AFL's Round 9 Rising Star nominee after kicking 3 goals in their win over Sydney. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Trott Park, a crash on the Southern Expressway near Majors Road, causing really big delays outbound back past Seacombe Road at the moment. Avoid it if you can. Fulham Gardens, another crash causing big delays. Tapley's Hill Road near Valletta Road, and Crafers at Gravelsville getting cleaned up. Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road. Cameras this afternoon, Dawes Road, Melrose Park and Victoria Road at Largs North. The deals are getting hotter than ever at Flight Centre, with 2 for the price of 1 on River Cruise offers from $3,245 per person. Don't miss the boat. Book now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 11 tonight, sunny tomorrow 24, Wednesday partly cloudy 21 and Thursday 20. Right now it's 21 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, the truckie who came to the rescue of a mum and her special needs son. The crackdown on bad behaviour on Adelaide's public transport. Will the faceless Snowtown serial killer soon be a free man? A new alternative to IVF trialled for the first time. And the changes to aged care funding. What you need to know. 9 News. Your news. Night at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
There's one word that should be deleted forever. It transcends language, culture, geography, status, and it doesn't discriminate. That word is cancer, and until we can delete it, we're going to treat it. Lift Cancer Care is dedicated to offering additional cancer services to complement your existing treatment plan. We collaborate closely with your medical team to achieve the best outcomes for your diagnosis. So, if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
New car? Holiday? Why not both? At Edwardstown Mazda's biggest ever end of financial year sale, you'll drive away with up to $10,000 in savings and go into the draw to win the ultimate New Zealand getaway. Flights, accommodation, wine tour and more. All sorted. Don't choose between a car, a holiday or great savings. Get all 3. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
It's gotta be.
T's and C's apply.
Is your tech causing chaos? You need Geeks to You. Got a constantly crashing computer, weak Wi-Fi, problematic printer? Our fast and friendly Geeks are available to come to you. No fix, no fee, Geeks guarantee. Geeks to You, part of Officeworks.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 8 minutes after 5. It's our Monday footy review. Your Showdown 57 takeaways, 8223 0000. We'll get to all your calls throughout the rest of the program because it's all about your views after the weekend that was. We still have 5AA locker room tickets to give away as well to Saturday's game against the Cats, so stay tuned for your chance to win. Grant Kelly, 36ers chairman and owner, will join us as well. The 36ers have some
great
European giants to play in September, which is a great opportunity. And coming up very shortly, we'll chat to Mitch Hinge from the Crows. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you can customise your build with our friends at Sterling Homes.
I'll get to Hingy shortly. I want to read this one out because in the call with Port Aren't Well or Play Well, Timmy can go non-verbal, which is the same as my wife when she's had 2 bottles of champagne. But this one came through from Dirk. My favourite bit of the Showdown, and we're asking people with their favourite 57 Showdown 57 memory. Mine was Keeney's Mark, obviously. My favourite bit of the Showdown was when Timmy G went monosyllabic. I didn't hear the call, but I certainly hope it happened.
Well,
what does monosyllabic mean?
It means they're only using one-syllable words and not really elaborating on much.
Happened.
But no, Dirk, I was a little bit better than normal. Thanks for asking.
Well done.
But I think the funniest moment for me, because I got it sent by a Crows mate. He sent this to me and said, "Timmy, what's going on here? Sour grapes. Just have a listen."
And there's a throw-in.
Let's have a look at that on the replay.
Well, 10 seconds left, Timmy. Bring it home.
They've paid worse than that tonight.
I'm not doing that.
13-10-88. Timmy is not bringing it home.
So I normally throw to my co-host, bring it home. Yeah, bring it home.
Yeah,
and you went, I'm not doing that.
But you've forgotten now. You're not calling with David Wildy anymore. You're calling with the Port guy. Now, I said to my mate, the reason I did that is we knew it was going to be the Crows win. Surely the Crows caller calls the finish. Cool. So that's what I want to just declare my hand to Dirk and everybody else there. It wasn't sour grapes.
So he was non-verbal and monosyllabic. Crows lost the stat sheet, but they certainly won on the scoreboard. Joining us back from suspension, Mitch Hinge. Hingy, how good, mate? What a win. Welcome.
G'day, man. Thank you very much for having it. Absolutely, it's always better learning from those tight wins, and then you learn from the losses. But so we'll take it. We'll take it.
How did the Crows win with that stat sheet? Getting punished like they did with the numbers, with inside 50, ground ball they won, stoppage, and clearances, Hingy.
Yeah, well, I think going probably the stats definitely didn't go our way that last 10 minutes. I think. We definitely had moments throughout the game where we were really strong, and I guess we made them pay on those moments that we had. So I think absolutely we can acknowledge that. I think a lot of us boys probably feel like we didn't have our best games out there, but I think it was a good team win, and it was a nice one to get because we've definitely lost a few of those over the I guess the short history. So it was nice to get. Yeah.
You went there the last 10 minutes. You said it was actually the last 30 minutes that was actually on the clock. Rankin kicks a magnificent goal with 22 points up, and then a sign went up on the bench. I don't know who holds it up for the last quarter. It was a T with a bicep flexed muscle. What does that mean?
Well, I can't give away too many things of what we want to do, Rowey, as you know. But I guess it just it obviously means just take a little bit more control with the game and take a little bit less risk, really. And as most teams would do. And I think what were we up by then? We were up by about 4 goals,
22
or 3.5 goals.
Yeah.
And, it's just one of those things that as the game plays out, you just got to play your best hand. And I think within that, we didn't probably play that as well as what we needed to. And I guess that's what we look through today and what we look through this afternoon on how, when we find ourselves in similar positions, which we will with the competition we're in, how can we play these better? So as I said a little bit earlier, it was nice, it's nice having to learn these things with a tight win rather than a loss. It was, that's what, is really good about that situation.
I don't want to see a sign with T with a bicep flex muscle again because that was clearly the wrong call. What would a mentality be in a team? And just educate me, where you're 22 up, Finlayson's doing the ruck work against Riley O'Brien. He's having his way. They couldn't get their ruckman Vicentini on. You got your best four in the middle of the ground. They had Connor Rowey with a break. I think Butters was the same. Rankin's on fire. He's kicked 2 goals in 2 minutes. You're 22 up. You got your foot in your throat. And then you have a message come out to slow down. What in God's name is that, Mitch Hinge?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't necessarily. That's kind of how we want to have things around the stoppage and things like that. It's probably more so when it gets deep in our D50 and things like that, and when we have the ball. I think you're absolutely right. We definitely had some boys in that particular moment that Rob was getting his hands all over, and he had a really strong game, I thought. And Isaac obviously had those really, those couple of moments where he was really good as well. So I agree with you. I think. We want it, like in an ideal world, we want these boys to fire and keep going well with the game. I think we probably have to acknowledge Port, although we don't love doing that. They actually were really, really good to finish off that kind of fourth quarter. And, we didn't probably play things exactly how we wanted to. And they may say the same, but they were really, really strong in that last part of the game, which we probably have to acknowledge. And, I guess we just got to take the learnings where we can. And I think if the same situation played out, there's definitely a few different things that you might see, Rowey, which might make you a bit more happy. So we'll keep those cards tight to the chest.
Well done, Mitchy. Well done. And I'm sure you will, and I do see. Your pressure gauge was up. The pressure is you getting at the opposition. When they've got it, can you get it back off them? You certainly did that, and you punished them on turnover. Your turnover game where you go straight back at them, I think it was 9 goals, 8 from stoppage. There's the from turnover. That was well played, Hingy.
Yeah, no, the boys are good. I think that probably mainly comes from, the bigger boys up forward. I think, like looking at Riley Thilthorpe, especially his first half, was just so
Unreal.
Strong in the air and overhead. And I think we've obviously got that potency going up forward. Isaac obviously kicked those first couple of goals. I mean, Rochelle was also potent as well when he got his turn with the ball. And that's what we love, I think, ideally. I mean, especially in a situation for me, selfishly, is like we would like to have a little bit more of the ball through the half back. I don't think many of the boys had many disposals, but you're absolutely right. When we can, when we can go quickly and we get a clear run, the boys just are doing such a good job ahead of the ball that, winning those contests and I guess putting their foot to the throat when it comes to. I think ideally we would have liked to have scored a few more goals early on in the game when we had that a little bit more of a momentum, but the boys have been really good.
Hey, Mitch, talking tight losses, I think it was back in 2023, you had a record of 1 win, 6 losses and the like in those real under 10-point type wins. You were saying it's nice to learn from one that you've won rather than one that you've lost. Do you think the group has matured since 23?
I think so, absolutely. I think we've obviously, had, it's been well talked about and well documented how strong the boys are who have come over and come in, the mature boys with Pete, Isaac Cumming and Alex Newborn, obviously. And then, so there's obviously, they've brought over a wealth of knowledge and then just, you get your natural growth from the boys. So boys start from playing 20 to 30 games, start to be playing a 60 to 70 and you just learn a little bit more and I guess become a little bit more competent in those games as well. So, as we got to put our hands up and, we didn't do everything perfectly, it was nice to get one of those wins and it wasn't, yeah, I mean, they obviously they probably felt like they had their chances, which they did, and they didn't come off. But I feel like we were really strong in the moments where we needed to be.
Mitch, I saw at times you matched up on Sam Powell-Pepper. You enjoy those type of challenges?
Yeah, I do, especially in a big game like that. I mean, as I mentioned, I probably didn't have the game offensively I would have liked, but defensively, I think personally, and the group, I think, I was definitely strong enough in when I needed to be. So. He's definitely a fierce competitor. He loves going the ball hard, and I want to be a strong and I guess fierce competitor myself. I don't necessarily like losing, and you come across those boys, and you just definitely you're on that little bit more edge because you know how good they can be, and they can make you pay as we saw. Some of his efforts as well. He kicked a nice goal off the stoppage, so. It's good. It's good fun, and that's what the Showdown is. I think we got another good grasp of why it's just such a good rivalry and such a strong game. With going in, I think we were heavily favourites, obviously, but you never take him like that as a player. It's just it's always going to be a close game and and a territory and contest game, and that's what it was. So it was nice to get the win.
A lot of players had moments, didn't have great games, but had moments, and that does show a bit of maturity. You know, ranking with his 2 goals. Another one was Keeney. I'll read this as a text, Mitchy, because we're interactive. Hey, it's Jason here from Murray Bridge. I had 2 moments in the game. First was when Keane turned it over early in the game, and I said to my wife, I turned and I said, he's useless. The second was when Keane took that game-saving mark. I turned to my wife and said, I've always loved him. Has he got a new nickname, Leo Barry, you star? How good was that?
No, that was an unbelievable mark. I think, he even came out and said, I think he had a bit of a mistake just before that one. And, to show, we obviously love him inside the 4 walls, and he's been a big reason why we've been defending a lot stronger the last couple of weeks. And, to put his head in the hole and to go back with the flight in that mark, it was really good. And then the boys away from the contest have probably helped him out a little bit with it. Joshy Worrell coming in, just helping clear that little bit of space as well. So it was massive, and he was definitely courageous in that one. But I think Keeney's he's a unique man himself. So I don't know if we can be calling him Leo Barry. The new thing might be just the Mark Keane, I reckon. That might be the new one.
We had him on, I think it was last week, and we were talking Australian. He didn't understand a word I said.
So it was going well, Mitch, because Rowey couldn't understand his accent.
Wow. Hey, Riley Thilthorpe, is he... your buzzword down there is maturity. It was all summer. We're seeing it. The maturity of your win against GWS, and then to back it up, you lost in the midfield Freo, but the very next week you turn it on through the midfield and have the game. And I tell you, Riley Thilthorpe, his first half was just exceptional.
No, it really was. It really was. And, he's probably his own harshest critic, to be honest. He's putting a mountain of work in, obviously with his footy stuff and in the gym, but, he's just going to be one that I'm so excited to be a part of his kind of future and see where he can go, because he really was big and he played really big as well. Some of those contested marks and some of his moments, even when the ball's there to be won below his knees, he's super, super strong. So I'm very thankful. One, I'm not one of those big men that has to play on him every or week in, week out. But two, that that we've got him, and he's such a good fella and likeable character that we love having him around. And I think we've only just seeing glimpses of what he can do. So it's really exciting.
Hey, mate, when it comes to the signs, Rowey's obviously mentioned a couple. There was one that was put up, and I'm not sure if it was you or Port, to tell you the truth, and it was a sign that had a circle, a square, and a triangle. Is that one of yours or one of Port's?
Yeah, I think that might be one of mine.
Right, so a circle, a square, and it sort of looked a bit like a squid game, and I was just wondering, what's going to happen from here, but he's followed it up, and he reckons it's a nose, a chin, and a mouth, and that's our show about to start. So I think he's having a crack at us, Mitch. But that was quite a bizarre sign. Obviously, you guys know what it means.
We know what that one means, and as I said before, I can't be giving everything away.
No, understand.
I'll have to leave that one up to the imagination for you.
Did Riley O'Brien come up with it, the atomic physicist? Did he come up with that sign?
I don't know if he came up with that one, but he maybe something to do with the Pope. He had more. He
knows it all.
So
maybe a big cross or something.
Is it something to do with a square and a round hole?
A triangle in them. Yeah, didn't you say it? It was sort of red. Yeah,
maybe it means shape.
I'll leave it open to interpretations for the listeners out there.
Yeah, I'll leave it with us, Mitch.
Mitch, I'm loving your footy. I'm loving your aggression. You're as close as a modern day mongrel you can be without getting reported. But you did overstep the line as an enforcer. Your defence on Andrew Brayshaw from Fremantle. I'm really interested to know what it was.
Yeah, well, I think in that particular moment, I acknowledged that I got him slightly high and it slipped up a bit, but I think my pure intention was never to really get him high. Like it was, to create that space. It was a forceful push, obviously, but I felt like it was a push and that it was just not intentional and it was just a little bit careless that I got him a little bit high, and that's what we were trying to defend. And I guess on the other side they didn't believe it, so that let me to have a week off, unfortunately. But the boys didn't need me.
I defended you to the hilt. absolutely defended you. And then Timmy said in a break, you need to look at the footage. And I looked at the footage. It looked really much like a left hook straight to the jaw. Is that how they saw it too?
Well, that's actually what's funny. I saw it after the game, to be completely honest, and I was like, oh, that looks a lot worse than probably how it felt on the field.
Yeah.
But then I think if you, I mean, it's past now, but if you look at the still shots, you can clearly see how I've had an open hand the whole time, and I felt like most of the strike kind of caught him lower than the chin, and it actually got him just grazed a little bit high. But you know, I had to cop my punishment there, and it is what it is. But it was a good opportunity for me. I was probably dealing with a few things physically that I didn't really need to be playing with, and yeah, we got them dealt with, and I felt like I was pretty fresh coming into the weekend. So, you know, we'll go again this week at the G for Sir Doug Nichols round, which is really exciting, and I'm feeling like it's the boys have been really excited for what the boys are going to bring.
Yeah, well, you play on the edge, don't change. We love that grunt and mongrel about how you go. It gets real, you're right. It's Collingwood at the MCG. The last 3 games, 4 points, 2 points, 1 point. 2 was at the G and one of them was here. Got to hope it's 4th time lucky. How's that? The last 3 games lost by less than a kick.
Yeah, I think it's probably what I spoke to a little bit before. I think, you know, we're going to have to go over there. I think they're in really, really good nick as well. They're probably the form of the competition, the ones to beat, or in my opinion at the moment. So we'll just obviously go about with our normal game. I don't know if that sits in your head that much about, you know, how tight they've been previously, but, you know, we know how good Collingwood, 1, is in those tight games, and 2, how their stock footy is at the moment. They're defending really well. They're scoring really quickly, and through a variety of ways as well. So, you know, it's obviously, as it always is, it's going to be really, really tough, but we're going to go over there to win the game and to play our best footy, and, you know, we don't want it any other way. So we're really excited for it.
Well done. Keep it up. Hingy, thanks for your time.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
He's matured. There's another one. Tick. Mitch Hinge, our guest.
Our major Crows sponsor here on 5AA, Sterling Homes. They bring us the Crows player every Monday, so we appreciate their support. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you can customise your build with Sterling Homes. We'll get back to your calls straight after this break, 8223 0000. Here's your traffic.
Big delays at the moment with the crash on the Southern Expressway. It's at Trott Park near Majors Road, but really heavy delays with back to Seacombe Road as you're heading outbound. Avoid that if you can. Fulham Gardens, another collision causing big delays. Tapley's Hill Road near Valletta Road. And look out for Crafers and a gravel spill, Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road. Cameras Anzac Highway, Ashford and Bennett Avenue at Melrose Park. Look for the RAA sign at over 400 independent RAA-approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Hi, Brett Ibbott here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. It's always a good idea to buy a Mazda, and now it's even better when you unlock end of financial year deals early. All makes, models and colours plus low-K demos are being cleared with immediate delivery. You'll also get free on-roads, free stamp duty, free 12 months retro and $500 worth of accessories. No gimmicks, just great deals. Get your end of financial year Mazda early at Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway. T's and C's apply.
Whatever your path, Australian Super is committed to delivering the best super experience, helping members like Warwick.
Look at the numbers, understand it, get in control of it. The sooner you start, the better.
Whatever your path, we're with you. It's Australian, it's super, and it's yours. Visit australiansuper.com/yourpath. Read the PDS and TMD at australiansuper.com.
I like to visit the odd hotel. I enjoy them. But I tell you what, the Albion Hotel is your place. It's your place to raise a glass, whether it's to a big sporting win, a showdown, a milestone birthday, or just surviving the week.
Well, it's my Homer, actually. It's not far from where I am.
Too.
Your place to bring the whole family. We've done that. You can bring the kids, grandkids, and that one uncle who tells the same old story every time that Ned McHenry says, sit him in the corner because he smells.
Well, I reckon my family reckon that's me, their father.
Now, all you got to do is tuck into their amazing meal, share a laugh, make memories without doing the dishes. God, it's a good pub.
Great call. Pop into the Albion's Thirsty Camel bottle shop as well. It's got the drive-through. Ask for Adam and the team. Incredible selection on offer with even better prices.
They've got the black guts there because I bought one.
Of course they have.
Now, if you haven't already, Download the Albion Loyalty app. Do that. It's your access to exclusive members-only perks, cheeky little offers, and first dibs on the real good stuff. Yes, the Albion Hotel. It's your local, your people, and it can be your place.
At SEW Eurodrive, we keep Australian industry moving with innovative drive technologies and unmatched service. Our 24-hour emergency breakdown service minimises downtime to maintain productivity.
You've selected your block up on the river. Your mind is buzzing with ideas. This is going to be the best river home ever. Raised high, breezes flowing, great times ahead. But first, you need to walk through the Selector Homes display village and let your design ideas flow. Selector Homes have been creating holiday homes for over 25 years, and they are experts in building pole homes. Selector Homes and Building Solutions Display Village, Port Wakefield Road, Burton. Visit selectorhomes.com.au.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone. At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 28 after 5. We're still taking your calls, and remember, you can watch live here on our Morn Team Cheltenham Hyundai live stream. We're on Facebook and YouTube across your 5AA socials.
What's that music?
It's madness. Yeah.
Is it?
House of Fun.
Welcome to that house.
Correct.
Fun.
That's the one. Beautiful. Good work.
Thanks.
Proud of you.
Cheers, Tim.
Very good of you.
89,
Great band they were. Around 82, I reckon. We're in there. Thank you to Cyril. Now, we were talking about the signs that they hold up, and I said there was one with a circle, a square, and a triangle.
Yes. Yep.
And I was trying to, get out of him what it meant, Mitch Hinge. He said, I reckon it might have something to do with an Xbox controller.
Oh, yes.
Because you look at the controller PlayStation, they have those symbols on there. So it might be something about maybe formation, like, 4-1-3 or something like that. Or
and they always talk about shape.
So it could be
keeping shape.
Do this shape for now. So interesting. So they must work together, players and coaches, to come up with the symbols.
You know where I'd shove those signs?
Yep. Exactly, I do actually.
Keep that to yourself.
I'd like you to keep that to yourself. That'd be terrific.
And the one with the T and the fist, I'd like to wipe my.
Right.
Move on.
It is about momentum, though. And again, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to.
When you've got momentum, that's the best thing in football.
I'm going to refer to John Carl. You can't believe this, can you? What a surprise! Confidence. He used to say to me, Timmy, two things you can't stop. Confidence and momentum. So in modern day footy, he said that's why you don't take your ruckman off in crucial moments. Confidence and momentum. If you've got him, you keep going with him. The second one is never take a player off after he's just kicked a goal.
No.
He said he's confident, his adrenaline's running, let it roll. Let it roll.
We will continue to let the show roll straight after we check your 5:30 headlines.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. A man has died in a single-car rollover at Kowtowie in the mid-north. 2 men have been arrested following a home invasion at Davern Park. The United States and China have reached a deal to pause reciprocal trade tariffs for 90 days. And in sport, Virat Kohli has called time on his Test cricket career. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Got some big delays with the crash at Trott Park at the moment. It's on the Southern Expressway near Majors Road. Really big delays outbound. Avoid it if you can. Those delays are back past Seacombe Road. Fulham Gardens, another crash causing big delays. Tapley's Hill Road near Valletta Road, and West High Motor breakdown on the North-South Motorway Grange Road. Cameras, Crittenden Road, Findon, and Doothie Street at Malvern. It's their birthday at Anytime Fitness, but you get the presents. Join this May to unlock rewards from brands like Rebel, Hoyts, and more every day in May. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 11 tonight, sunny tomorrow 24. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Parents at a private Catholic school in South Australia voiced anger and disappointment after a transgender student broke a number of records competing against girls at a recent sports day.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
The Tiser for their coverage contacted the Education Minister, Blair Boyer, who said because it's not a public school, he's not going to comment. That's their policy, though.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a cop-out.
5AA Breakfast.
There's so many things about this that are ridiculous.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The BMW Expo sales event is on now. Enjoy savings equal to the GST on new BMW vehicles across the range. Visit your participating BMW dealer today. bmw.com.au.
Scammers and fraudsters, they'll come at you any way they can. Texts, emails, phone calls, even social media. They're relentless. But so are Westpac. We don't just rely on one line of defence to protect you and your money. We've got layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. That's a lot of layers. When it comes to security, you can never have too much. Westpac, layers and layers of scam and fraud defence. Westpac Online Banking, T's and C's apply.
Well, there is only one locally owned windscreen company who can guarantee you same-day service, supply and fit for all your auto glass needs. Front, rear, door, quarters, truck, bus or car. It is Complete Windscreens, the Big Red Koala at 220 Main North Road, Prospect. Now, you can Google us or email us at completewindscreens.com.au, or what else you can do, Timmy? You give us a little Bojangles, tingle?
Oh, tingle on 8269 4444.
And here's the thing, we've got 14 really good fitters who are all mobile and they can come straight out to you.
Now, see, that's something I never knew.
Out to you.
Until my son needed your services.
And out we went.
And out you went and did it.
Straight out in your front yard.
That's amazing.
All we ask is, have you got 2 metres in front of the car? Yes, we have. Bang. Out we go. We're an approved SA fleet car provider, which is great. We're an RAA approved repairer. So if you're insured, you can pick Complete Windscreens. You can pick your supplier of choice.
Correct.
Just say, no, I don't want them, I want them.
Will always be Complete Windscreens.
That's it. Log on to completewindscreens.com.au. Chip repair, tints, polishes. We've got ADAS calibrations, SA family owned, the Big Red Koala, Main North Road, Prospect. That number again, Timmy.
8269 4444.
I'm Brett Buckley from Ray White Business Sales. We've been with 5AA now for nearly 5 years. We noticed that fairly early, probably within about 4 to 5 months, we started to see some good quality inquiries coming through that were directly from 5AA. From our experience, I would highly recommend advertising on radio firstly, but more importantly on 5AA. Not just because of the reach, not just because you can get to your target market more effectively, but purely because of the collaborative experience that you'll have in ensuring that your marketing dollar is best spent.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
Unpack the wonder of a remarkable archaeological discovery, the treasures of the Viking Age at the South Australian Museum. See gold, silver and unique heirlooms from the astonishing Galloway Hoard. On now until the 27th of July. Book now at samuseum.sa.gov.au.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes to 6 on our Monday footy review. We have 5AA locker room tickets very soon to give away to Saturday's Port game against the Cats. Grant Kelly to join us from the 36ers, and we'll keep taking your calls, 8223 0000. And 5AA has your chance to indulge in award-winning wines, luxurious spas, accommodation and exclusive experiences at the amazing Longview Vineyard for your chance to win an overnight stay for 2 and some extra special treats on the side. Enter now, 5AA.com.au or on the 5AA Player app. Let's do this.
Like, love, loathe.
I loathe you.
Tell us what you liked, loved or loathed from the weekend of sport. Call him now, 8223 0000.
Stephen, if it's okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, I think it's best.
I want to put
I don't think it's best. I know it's best.
Okay. I want to put a little cap on the Adelaide United season. The Reds season finished. Unfortunately, they went down 2-3 to Western United. It was on Friday. And it finished up Carl Viet's term as coach. So a little bit...
well done, Carl.
Yeah, a little bit bittersweet. I think
That's
so. And he did a great job. Let's face it.
I agree.
It's a record of amount of transfer fee that they've been able to get through the development of the players. And this is the whole system here in South Australia, but also the way the Reds bring them through and promote them and play them. And we've got more kids coming through who are playing great football. So they went down... sadly, 2-3 on there. But here's Carl himself, and this is my like, just on the way he's handled himself and on his journey so far.
I suppose it won't hit me until, sort of go home and, maybe in a week's time when I reflect back on my time at the club. It's been 5 years, enjoyable 5 years. I'm, proud of what I've done.
Yeah, he should be proud of what he's done.
Well, my word... held himself in the highest of esteem. He put club before self. There's so many times, and I don't know whether he did behind closed doors, he could have had a crack at the owners. I feel he's had his hands tied a little bit with the team he ended up having on the park. Last year was the one. They were flying. And then the transfer window, they lose A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah.
And then he's told to keep developing, keep playing him, getting him in, and then he lost his job.
It definitely would have been frustrating for him at times. And all the rest of it. I just love the way he went about it. And he was still hard-nosed about winning. And that's what I loved. Yeah. It was always about winning. So
well done, Carl.
Well done, Carl. Really appreciate your time at the Reds, and we'll keep an eye out on what's going on. Might try and get the CEO on this week just to have a chat and see where they're
let's do that.
Where they're headed as far as the search for a coach goes. My love was the T-Birds getting back into the winning form. They lost 2 in a row. They won 9 points away to Firebirds. Remember, they were on 2 wins each.
Yep.
So they've now separated themselves from them. Yep. So I reckon they'll get that season back on track now, and working out without Shamira Sterling Humphrey, who of course now off to have a baby. They've now replaced her, and I think they'll start to get that groove, that winning groove back. What I do loathe, and I have touched on it already, I do loathe rotating players when the game is in the balance.
Yes.
And I've already touched on that, and I felt like it may have cost us an opportunity to win. So therefore, I don't want it to ever happen again. So I don't know who to talk to, but I do not want, especially last quarters, when you got the opportunity to go, no, the momentum is with us, or we need to stop opposition. Let's keep that particular player in that position on the ground.
Yeah. So tell your high-performance manager at each club on the bench to
sit
go
down.
and get...
Just sit down and have a rest.
I love how close this AFL round was. 6 games were decided by 10 points or less. The average actual margin over the 9 games was 10.3 points. The top side Lions drew with the second bottom side North. I mean, fancy that. Lions are flying. North stinky, but they drew in Tassie. Showdown was 5 points. Chetto has 4 points over Geelong. Richmond 2 points over the Eagles. That was a cellar-dwelling game. And the game of the round, the Suns 10 points over the Dogs. I saw a bit of that. Are they the real deal?
Oh, I think
they're...
Remember what I said at the beginning of the year?
The Hardwick stamps on it.
He doesn't want anybody inside that's not going to win a hard ball.
Yeah. I agree with that.
They are 7 straight in Darwin now, and they got another game this weekend up there against the Hawks, I think.
So that's becoming a nice little fortress for them.
Well, and it's a breeding ground as well. That's their academy.
Yeah.
You watch them get better and better and better. I wonder who wants that. Oh, sorry, the AFL. Yeah, $13.8 million a year. You'd want some return on it, wouldn't you? The biggest margin was 35 points.
That sounds like a load.
Well, it was. Yeah, it's leading me into this. My loathe is the umpires. Not number 22, the Quiff. Don't worry about him. Cause if you've missed this, we'll play the audio, but if you missed it, go and watch it. Go and watch the most obvious free kick that blind Freddie would have made in his sleep. That even me with 1 foot in umpire's appreciation round for community footy would have made this call. It was just the most blatant non-call in the history of this great game on Cozzy Pickett.
Battles in good position. 2 Hawks hit each other. Here comes Cozzy. It was led. Got to be a free.
Oh, they didn't pay it.
Didn't pay it.
And if you can hear from the crowd, they're not happy. You can see it here as well. Definitely legged. That is a missed opportunity for an easy shot on goal.
Now, Hawthorn players were booing the umpires. And it was on Cozzy. No, because how can 4 umpires, plus the rooster upstairs that we know now is talking to him, miss that?
Well,
Now, that happens in a final.
They still deny that.
Do they?
Mm.
No, I don't. Love, I don't really have a like.
No like?
I like Calvet. There you go. And I like our callers.
Shared the like.
And Timmy, I like you.
There we go.
8223 Hello, Alex.
Howdy, how we going?
All right, buddy.
I've got my like and my love, both the same.
Oh.
I like the way that the Crows, I'm a Crows supporter, I like the way the Crows won dirty. That's a good win. I also like and love the way that Connor Rowey won best on ground. Anybody who said he wasn't watching the right game.
Thanks, Alex.
Also, my live is for you, Rowey.
Oh.
But booing is a passionate noise.
Oh, no.
Try that in the bedroom, mate.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you dump that?
I don't know what he said, but
he didn't dump that, did
He
you?
said you said it was a passionate noise.
No, the listener. I read
that's
a listener's
right. That's
text.
right. And he said, "Well, try booing in the bedroom."
Oh, that's a bit rough.
It's funny though. It is funny.
I do once a month.
Oh, boo! Don't say that.
No, take that back. Actually, dump that comment.
Yeah, good work.
I can't speak ill of my beautiful bride of 33.
No, you cannot do that.
But it's true.
Let's go.
Hello, Josh. Josh.
You got some of the best callers in the land, I tell you what.
He was funny.
A bit of a yeah, that was. Bit of positivity. I actually won the locker room tickets on Thursday night.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, congratulations, Josh.
Thank you, and thank you, because I actually took my daughter down there, and she had a fantastic time, and earned me some dad points there.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, obviously I've never really liked losing to the Crows, but at the end of that game, I just had my hand on my hip, and I was like, well, what do you do? Like that mark from Keane, that game-saving mark, and then just our effort, our dog-in-dog-out effort to keep fighting out that win. To win, sorry. I just thought with the week that we had, 5 changes, and we still only lost by 5 points. I thought, well, good on them, I suppose, but it's still not good enough in the end. But
no, well done, Josh. The 1%ers from Port, I can remember vividly Connor Rowey diving like Superman to get a finger on it to cause a point when it was a goal. Darcy Byrne-Jones, some of his 1%ers, his chases, his tackles. Bergman a couple of times just lunged to make a tackle. Scrimmages on the ground. The extra number came in and tapped. Your 1%ers were huge.
Yeah, they had 61 of them, I think it was.
But that's what I'm saying. And
the irony of all this is you lost.
You lost. Dave. Dave
at North Haven. G'day, Dave.
Timmy, Rowey.
What do you got for us, buddy?
Listen, I just want to say to Rowey, put $100 on Collingwood, you get your money back, mate. But anyway, about the game.
Well, just straight up? No margin? No, you don't want to get...
No, straight up, mate. You'll get your $100 back. But anyway, I just want to say Vincent Tinny, fantastic game for his first game, yeah?
Vicentini,
I just reckon these high-performance sports scientists who I don't know if they ever played a physical game in their lives, yeah? Could you imagine Lockett kicks 120, 130, Dunstall, Modra, every time they kick a goal, whack them off? I mean, Timmy, I'm putting you in full forward, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The other team is blasting us, and the ball goes up once in 10 minutes. You've been sitting there for 10 minutes without even a jog. You mark the ball, kick a goal, they pull you off. I mean, where is the science ruin that? What I don't get it. But anyway, Phil Pop, he played for Port. We win by 6, yeah? I want to talk about another guy. You probably watched him the last few years, Aaliyah, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How much chest marks has he dropped in the last 2 years? Simple ones without any opposition. You have a look. I'm not making up stories. And, our defence coach, he was 5 to 10 metres away from Thilpov all the time. All the time. Why can't you someone see that? They get paid so much money. Just say, listen, you stay shoulder to shoulder. But he's 5, 10 metres away. All the time. He's never next to him. I just don't see how the coaches don't see that. And a great game by Bergman and Butters. That's all I've got to say anyway.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave, it's all right. You only lost by 5. You're all right, mate. Dave.
A loss is a loss. You don't. You've lost.
You reckon I'm dark clouds? Dave is a thunderstorm.
He takes it hard, and that's fair
enough.
enough.
I didn't get it. So he just said to me, just bet Collingwood, I'll get my $100 back. In other words, we can't beat them there. So the last 3 times the Crows have played Collingwood, twice at the MCG and here, they've lost by 4 points, 2 points and 1 point. And Dave reckons bet on Collingwood?
Back the draw.
You're a fool. Hello, Kim.
G'day, Rowey. Tim.
Hey, Kim.
I thought it was a fantastic game.
It was.
I bagged for the Crows, but overall I'm a South Australian. I thought both sides put on a fantastic performance. I tell you what, they make the Irishmen pretty tough, don't they, with Keane?
Mm.
But when Power Pepper kicked that goal, I thought he had Agnes Monfrey's boots on.
Yeah.
That
same
ball went
off-break,
through the
wasn't it?
goal.
Mm.
That was a great kick, and I think that was a moment. I thought, well, I think the gods are going to be with Port in this game. But I just hope that both sides can beat Collingwood and Geelong this weekend, because they're both the same. Geelong didn't want Radagalier. They threw him out of the cot, and then when someone else wanted him, they wanted to keep him, and the same with Keane. So I hope that they can justify playing their
selection.
Good call, Kim. And both teams match up well. Your record against Geelong's quite good. And remember at Cardinia Park, they still call it that, or they call it whatever?
Yeah.
GMH.
Geelong.
BH.
Last year, no chance and almost won. And look at the last 3 games the Crows have played against. Sometimes you match up well against teams.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
It's funny that.
And we'll see how it goes. You know what I'm interested in is Bergman obviously went into the middle and played well. He sometimes gets Jeremy Cameron. So what will they do this week as far as where they use him?
We asked him. He wants to play midfield.
Well, exactly. We did post-game, so good
He
call.
wants to play midfield.
Tracy at North Haven, she'll have a smile.
Hello, Rowey. Commiserations, Timmy. What a game. Unbelievable. Oh, it was a ripper. I was actually screaming at the TV so loudly, my neighbours came over to see if I was okay. And one was Port, one was Crows. I said, come in, let's watch the game. When Isaac kicked that goal off the ground, I lost my mind. So did my other friend. My other Port friend had his head in his hands. When Horn Francis ran out of the middle, my heart sank. And I'm like, oh, no, not again. And then Keane marked. Well, 2 of us screamed. And Ryan, my friend, was on his knees with his hands in his head saying, no! It was great. Oh, it was fantastic. We were going bunter. They actually thought I was being hurt. I was screaming that loud. But
it's good that you can share that together, Trace, as Port and Crow supporters in the same room.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that do have mixed relationships, mixed
families,
marriages, mixed families.
And they have shows together, barbecues together, watch a game together.
Yeah.
And
it works.
It's probably how it should be. So don't like it. You don't like losing. You love winning, but, you should be able to do it with your mates.
Well, it makes it all the more fun. It's 11 minutes to 6. Let's get you to the footy.
'Cause I'm Timmy G.
We got FIVEAA locker room tickets to give away Saturday afternoon footy. It's Port Adelaide and the Cats. If you want the best seats in the house to watch, 8223 0055. Timmy's playing Who Am I? Straight after we check your roads.
At Fulham Gardens, delays clearing from an earlier crash on Tapley's Hill Road near Valletta Road, Crayfors, a gravel spill, Piccadilly Road near Old Mount Barker Road, and Virginia urged electrical works at Anglevale Road near Ward Road. Monopara, the new extension of Newton Boulevard, has opened today, connecting with Step and Heath Road, so that should make the drive home a bit easier. And got a camera at Tapley's Hill Road at Glenelg North. Ford's drive away deals at Ranger XLT, model year 25.25 from 60k drive away for ABN holders only. Recommended price at participating dealers, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Mario Maiolo Promotions and 5AA present Blowin' in the Wind, honouring Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Bob Dylan with friends Johnny Cash, Joan Baez and the Travelling Wilburys. Come celebrate the legends who contributed to cultural change through inspired lyrics and songs of revolution with an amazing cast. The times they're a-changing, folks, so don't think twice because it's all right. Blowin' in the Wind, Her Majesty's Theatre, Friday 23rd of May. Book now at Ticketek.
Built like a brick house. Basic Trailers are your best mate for any load. Use the code 5AA to pay only $1 for rego on purchase of your new trailer. True blue deal at Paraka. Basic Trailers. Basically, better.
Now, for 50 years, Sterling Homes has set the standard. That's a long time in business. Now, to celebrate their 50th anniversary, they're inviting you to share your dream with them.
And it can be a dream that they can bring to reality, Sterling Homes. You get 15 grand's worth of luxury upgrades your way at no extra cost. Choose what matters to you. A reverse cycle air conditioner, stone bench top, solar panels. They've all got 2.7 metre high ceilings. They're all included.
How good's that? It's a magnificent home, and the home builders that they are. For 50 years, they build on blocks of all shapes and sizes. Doesn't matter if it's as big as Adelaide Oval or just a goal square, because at Sterling Homes, your home.
Yeah, that's it. I love that. Visit their display home. They're all around Adelaide. For locations, do this, Sterling Homes, or one word, sterlinghomes.com.au, T's and C's apply.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. Your place to raise a glass to a big sporting win, a milestone birthday, or just making it through the week. Cheers. Your place to bring the entire family, including the kids and grandkids, for an amazing meal together. Your place to sit back and just soak it all in. The Albion Hotel. Your local, your people, your place.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Right now, there's never been a better time to buy a new forklift from Toyota Material Handling. Score great end of financial year deals across a selected range of new Toyota walkie stackers and reach forklifts currently in stock. Stacked with legendary reliability and productivity, and ready to deliver outstanding end of financial year value. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Get a Toyota forklift.
Terms and conditions apply. Offer ends June 30.
If it takes the local footy team to help move that dragging, scraping, sliding door of yours,
Put your back into it, fellas.
call Rollerco instead. Rollerco have the parts you need to make it slide again with just one finger. And in most cases, have those parts delivered to your door within 24 hours. Rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling.
Right, everyone out.
Rollerco.com.au.
Kangaroo Island. It's best enjoyed getting up close to nature, escaping with friends, enjoying the serenity and celebrating milestones together. Unpretentious, unexpected, untamed. Experience Kangaroo Island unfiltered. Book your self-drive getaway now at sealink.com.au.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
6 to 6, Grant Kelly from the 36ers to join us after 6 o'clock tonight. We're taking your calls still, 8223 0000, your thoughts from the showdown. But right now,
Timmy G. That's who he is. He is the quiz master. We have 2 tickets to the locker room. Going to be a cracker, this one. Port v Geelong, pre-game dinner, halftime Balfour's footy fair and mini desserts, 5-hour drinks package. You'll love the seats. They're gold. Let's go to Woodcroft. Hello, Paul.
Hey, boys, how you going?
Here's Timmy.
Okay, it is a who am I, and you'll get a clue, and then the next person gets another clue, and it keeps going like until we get a winner. So, Paul, first cab off the rank, you get one clue. And what we're doing, we're celebrating Sir Doug Nicholls round, so we're celebrating Indigenous players who played for Port Adelaide. I made my AFL debut in 1994.
Fabian Francis.
Solid guess.
Not a solid guess. Let's go to Damo at West Lakes. Damo, I made my AFL debut in 1994. I played in 2 pre-season premierships.
Oh. Nah. Got nothing.
Okay.
Sorry, Damo.
Thanks, buddy. Michael, you got those first 2 clues?
Yeah.
Debut in 94, played in 2 pre-season premierships. I'm originally from Queensland, and I played sample for Port Adelaide in 1993, and then I was drafted to Essendon for the 94 season.
Gavin Wanganeen.
Ooh, no.
Bit young for him.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
Who's it?
Robert.
Rob.
There's your 3 clues. Now, the 4th clue, I have a hyphenated last name.
Oh.
Wow.
Come on, Rob.
No.
Sorry, buddy. Chris at Craigmore. You heard all of those, Chris?
Shay Cockatoo Collins?
Yes. Well done, Chris. Congratulations. You win those tickets to see Port Adelaide take on Geelong this Saturday, 17th of May, 3:45 at Adelaide Oval. Book your tickets now at portadelaidefc.com.au. Congratulations, mate. You ever been in the locker room?
Not to the locker room, but no, I go to the footy all the time. I love it.
You'll love this. You get to see the players warm up, half time, post game. You get fed, you get
Best
drinks.
seats.
Mate, it'll be awesome, mate. And take somebody that you love with you.
Yeah, I'll take my son. He'll love it.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Brilliant, mate. Congratulations. Shay Cockatoo Collins.
That's the answer. Do that all week for Showdown tickets. We've asked the question, what's your favourite part of Showdown 57 and a memory of Showdown 57? Then Roger sent a text on the unique home-style food text line. Hey, guys, I've only just tuned in. Has anyone mentioned the Shepherd against Jeremy Finlayson in that vital seconds when that mark was taken by the Crows player? Question mark, Roger. No. No.
No, he means a block, doesn't he?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. No.
No.
No. In the marking contest.
He took a mark.
Yeah.
End of story.
Who was it? Butts just keeping him out?
Might have.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a free.
I don't
Come on.
think it was a free.
Nah.
No. But,
well, sorry, Rog. If you've just tuned in, no, the answer to that is just a blatant no.
Let's get to the break. 6 o'clock news.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Whether you're recovering from an illness or injury or simply want to live a healthier and more active life, Southern Cross Care's health and fitness services are for you. Our health and fitness centres offer services designed for anyone aged 55 and over, including allied health, group fitness, health education and more. With convenient locations across Adelaide, Mount Barker and Goolwa, we can help you be better for life. For more information, visit southerncrosscare.com.au.
Better for life.
Run into Paradise Mazda for their end of financial year sale. Take advantage of free rego, CTP and stamp duty across the entire Mazda new car range. That's right, drive away with incredible savings this end of financial year. But hurry, this exclusive offer is only available at Paradise Mazda and must end June 30th. Run in and drive out today. T's and C's apply. Visit paradisemazda.com.au for details. MDV 1370.
Show your support and appreciation for SES volunteers by wearing something orange, the colour of SES uniforms, on Wednesday, May 21. Wear Orange Wednesday, a way to say thank you to SES volunteers.
A message from the Government of South Australia.
It's not always the big moments that matter most. Sometimes it's a quiet check-in, a steady hand, someone who just gets it. For 125 years, Calvary has been part of South Australians' lives. Not just showing up, but showing care. In homes, in aged care, in hospital, in those deeply human moments, we're here. In every home, in every story, Calvary continues to be a steady, reassuring presence. Calvary, celebrating 125 years of caring for the South Australian community.
When you call on LAM to fit you out with solar, aircon or general electrical maintenance, here's what you can expect. A bunch of local, South Aussie Sparkies who care about finding the best solution for your home. They're dead honest, and they don't do the hard sales thing. So if you're thinking about solar, aircon, or you just need a Sparky, search for LAM. LAMM. LAM Solar. Get a free quote today.
SEW Eurodrive offers innovative solutions with products and services provided from a single local source. SEW Eurodrive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
Eurodrive.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 11 tonight, sunny tomorrow, 24. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Experience the smooth, rich flavour of McCafe today. Expertly crafted by trained baristas, just the way you like.
There's been a fatal on our roads in the mid-north. A man died in a single-car rollover at Kautaui mid-morning. The 43-year-old from Peterborough was pronounced dead at the scene. The state road toll for the year now stands at 30. 2 men have been arrested following a home invasion at Davron Park, a house on Mainwaring Crescent targeted at lunchtime. An 18-year-old was struck by a vehicle as he attempted to leave the scene. He has non-life-threatening injuries, while a 20-year-old man ran from the area and was not injured. He's facing a string of charges. Police have seized $7 million worth of illicit tobacco products in Operation Eclipse's biggest bust to date. More than 7 million cigarettes and 3.9 tonnes of loose tobacco were found at a Salisbury warehouse. A 51-year-old man linked to the warehouse has been arrested and charged with possession of tobacco products for sale. Detective Chief Inspector Brett Featherby says it'll further disrupt criminal activities in South Australia.
To date, the value of combined assets that has been restrained by the South Australian Police is $22.8 million. Restrained property today includes houses, vehicles, cash and silver bullion. In another investigation that relates to Operation Eclipse, restraint has been placed on 2 bank accounts totalling in excess of $9 million.
Anthony Albanese has given new portfolios to a number of senior ministers in a major frontbench reshuffle. More from Zach De Silva in Canberra.
The Prime Minister has rearranged his front bench as he prepares for Labor's second term in Parliament. Michelle Rowland will be the next Attorney General after Mark Dreyfus was ousted by factional bosses, while Tanya Plibersek is being shuffled to Social Services and Murray Watt will take on her old job as Environment Minister. Anthony Albanese says it's about getting the most talented frontbenchers in the right jobs.
I've got people who are, I think, in the best positions.
New ministers for workplace relations, the NDIS, industry and communications are also being appointed. The team will be sworn in on Tuesday.
Nationals leader David Littleproud says his party always works best in partnership with the Liberals. There have been calls for the Nationals and Liberals to separate after the disastrous federal election result. Mr Littleproud, who has again been chosen to steer the junior coalition partner, isn't convinced a split would work. He says both parties need to reset and take a compelling proposition to the next election.
Look, I don't think you want to jump ahead to hypothesise what's going to happen. There's a process the Liberal Party will mirror what we just went through today, and from that we'll have mature discussions. We'll do what's in the nation's interest but also in the National Party's interest.
Ukraine's ambassador has confirmed the death of an Australian man during a demining operation in the war-torn country. Nick Parsons was volunteering for a charity in the nation's east when he and the non-profit's founder were killed. Foreign Affairs is providing consular support to the 28-year-old's family. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
At Barossa Volkswagen, we'll let you take a car home for the night. Barossa Volkswagen. City service, country feels.
Willie Rioli could be back playing in the Port Geelong game this weekend. He trained today after missing the Showdown following those alleged threats on and off the field. Assistant coach Josh Carr says he's an integral part of the club.
It's good to see Willie back in the group and in our meetings and have him around. We love having Willie around and a part of the group, and at this stage he'll be putting his name up for selection.
The Crows have an away game this weekend, Collingwood at the MCG on Saturday. And Essendon has the AFL's Rising Star nominee for round 9. It's Nate Caddy. Well, Virat Kohli is bowing out of Test cricket. He announced his retirement from the format this afternoon via social media. Kohli says his illustrious career almost didn't happen. In 2012, during a tour of Australia, he had a light bulb moment that saw a major turnaround in his game.
Maybe I can be different if I think different. So I went into my own space, spent a lot of time just walking around by myself. And I kept telling myself, I'm good enough to play at this level. And if I can get 800s in ODI cricket, I can manage this as well. So I kept telling myself, I'm good enough, I'm good enough, I'm good enough.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate. Experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
At Fulham Gardens, delays clearing from an earlier crash on Tablers Hill Road near Valletta Road. Virginia, urgent electrical works on Anglevar Road near Ward Road. On O'Para, the new extension of Newton Boulevard has opened today, connecting with Stebbin Heath Road, so that should make the drive home a bit easier, and got a Canberra Victoria Road at Largs North. The deals are getting hotter than ever at Flight Centre, with 2 for the price of 1 on River Cruise offers from $3,245 per person. Don't miss the boat. Book now. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 11 overnight, sunny for your Tuesday 24, Wednesday partly cloudy 21 and Thursday 20. Right now it's 17 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
In your suburb.
Good evening from Port Noarlunga.
Across your state.
A sombre scene here in Bordertown tonight.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
We begin with breaking news tonight.
South Australian parents urged to be extra vigilant.
Because your home is our home. Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
7 minutes after 6, it's our Monday footy review, so we'll keep taking your calls, 8223 0000 all the way up to 6:30. Then the Samful Show takes over with Matt Panos and myself as we go through all the weekend's developments through the Samful League. And, of course, you can watch the show live on our Facebook and YouTube on 5AA, all thanks to Mornteen Cheltenham Hyundai.
Okay.
All righty. Yeah, I think we're going to...
Well, very shortly we'll also speak.
36s, aren't we? Yeah.
We will very shortly. In fact, he might be on the line now.
Well, this is massive news, Timmy, when we pick this up today. Sydney and Adelaide 36ers have got a massive tournament. It's European basketball powerhouses. They're coming to Australia for an exhibition tournament, and the teams are, Timmy?
Oh, well, there is Panathinaikos and KK Partizan.
See, you're better than me. Grant Kelly's 36ers owner and chairman joins us. Grant, welcome.
Thanks, guys. Good to be on.
What a coup.
Rory, thank you. Look, we're delighted. For all of our fans, it's going to be really exciting. But I think more broadly for the basketball community in Australia, this is extraordinary. It's the, two of the genuine powerhouses of European basketball. Panathinaikos have won the EuroLeague 7 times. Partizan Belgrade have won it on one occasion, but they're both teams that regularly, draw 15 to 20,000 at their home games. They're extraordinary rosters, and it's going to be a really exciting tournament.
Now, are we going to get any at our arena here, or are they all going to be played in a state?
Look, unfortunately, they're going to all be played at the Kudos Bank Arena, Rowey in Sydney.
Okay.
We did want to see if we could get a game shifted to Adelaide, but our season will have actually already commenced, so just for scheduling constraints, it made sense to do it in Sydney.
Okay. So in previous years, and I've been lucky enough to go across with you, the 36ers, to the NBA games, that's clearly off, and this has come into the shuffle. Yeah,
look. I think one of the things that helped us, in terms of being a team that was selected by the NBL to play, the two teams that we're talking about, was the fact that we had a lot of trips to the United States, including that memorable trip where we beat the Phoenix Suns on their home court by 10 points back in October of 22. And of course, Rowie, you recall the games against the Utah Jazz.
Yep.
So we've got a bit of experience within the 36ers playing, certainly international teams, and I think, this will be a really exciting contest.
Did you have to put your name up for it, Grant, or was it a selection process through the NBL?
To me, it was actually something that the clubs were aware of. This has been something that's been in the works for a number of years with the NBL. So there's really a series of conversations which went along with that. But I do think we're privileged to be in the position to be alongside Sydney, who of course are the home team, to be the other NBL club that was selected.
And this is the first time that this tournament will be played outside of Europe. Is that correct?
Exactly right. So it's actually the 7th time it's been played, and it's the first time outside of Europe.
So will the NBL administration help your roster to be able to get the volume of games in early in the season?
Right. The way that the roster should be announced, I think, end of May, beginning of June. We're probably going to have one game prior to this, which we think will be on the Thursday before. We're not quite sure who that will be. And then we'll have about a week off after the 2 games in Sydney. So, look, we don't think it's going to affect our season in terms of the home and away, contest. But we just thought this was such an opportunity that we couldn't pass it up.
Beautiful. I think it's a great one. Now, our roster, we're going to need a good roster. How's that going? Have we got some internationals? Have you got any news for us? Have we?
Well, Rory, we're well advanced. We don't have any more news since I think Mike was on with you guys last week. And we're very well advanced. I mean, a little bit like last year, we're literally going through a lot of names right now. We've got a very clear picture of what we want. But what I can assure our fans of is that we'll have a team every bit as good as last year's and maybe a little bit more cohesive. I think one of the things we lacked last year, and Mike was very diplomatic about this, of course, as he is, but we did lack a sense of cohesion. I think that was there for all to see, and that's the thing we need to screen for this year, not just talent, but also the ability to play as part of a team and actually follow a system.
Yeah, that'll be great. Montrez Harrell, if you're a betting man and you're not big on gold-clad guarantees, is he going or staying?
Look, his name's right in the mix. I mean, we love Trez. He was an extraordinary guy for our club, great with the fans. It's just really a question for Mike and Matt Weston to think through. Mike wants to play, very fast. He wants ball carriers. And he wants a three-point capability. Trez, of course, is great at all of that, but he's fundamentally known as more of an inside player. So, we'll work through that. We won't rush. And I think the key here is to actually get imports that complement the strong local core that we've built with a lot of really highly talented South Australians coming back.
Well done. Hey, Grant, as always, thanks for your time. That's a real coup for the 36ers, and the fans can book now and get over there and watch that. That's a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing with those clubs coming out to our shores, and all the best with that roster. We're looking forward to a massive off-season.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Great work. Grant Kelly there, 36ers owner and chairman, with some good news.
Yeah, absolutely. Hosting the Pavlos Giannakopoulos.
Well done. Do it again.
Yeah, the Pavlos Giannakopoulos. Not every day you get that here in Australia.
Grant Kelly, our guest.
Massive series, 13 minutes after 6.
Why am I laughing? Because there's no way I'd even attempt that. That is a real art, like the George Danikians and newsreaders that can just...
That's who I was channeling.
Tennis players that can just name it with... I think you've got to just say it with confidence.
Authority.
You do.
Go through with authority. Don't be scared of it. Go for it.
And
again, I could be completely wrong, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's
Hello, Jack.
Authority.
Big Flinders Parkhead.
Yeah, Rowey, and the same to you, mate. How are you?
Hey, Jack.
Good on you.
How are you both?
Good on you, Jack.
Yeah, good. I was at the game Saturday night. Yeah, good game. Port man. Now, question to both of you, maybe more to Timmy G.
Mm-hmm.
Could Port have been maybe a little bit braver in the last 90 seconds when Port got to within 4 points and maybe moved someone like a Radaglia down into the forward line as another tall marking option?
Oh, I like your creativity on that.
It's funny, Jack, I spoke briefly, and I'm going to speak to Campo about it tomorrow. I said to him, the Crows model is 3 talls, and they work well together and the like. I think if we had either Marshall or Lukosius fit,
they'd be playing.
One of those would probably be playing, and that's probably what we do lack, is just that third, and they're mobile talls as well, so they can do the up the ground bit. But yeah, Jack, it's one of those moments where you go, do you just roll the dice and just go for it, get up there and have a crack? So that would have been centre bounce. And you can't do it centre bounce anymore because you've got to have 6-6-6. So you would have had to have swapped with, say, a Powell Pepper or somebody.
Yep.
Or Burn Jones would be it. Burn Jones come back, I'll go forward.
Radaglia.
To get that. And, the other challenge with that, Jack, now is that the runner can't go out only after a goal. So it's a good one, mate. Good thought. Well done.
Jack was channeling the Jack.
He was. Well played.
Hello, Lauren.
Hello, how are you?
You're on.
Look, I just wanted to say, because I really wanted to ring Saturday night, but, being at the game and, oh, my God, the amount of people and trying to get out. But just quickly, I was so impressed with Dante's rucking, but not only the rucking, the little things that he was doing, Timmy, because, where I sit, I get a really good view, and it was like, the tapping in a contest and, he really went in, and like I've been saying for so long that I really think Dante needs to be brought up, because it has been a long time. I know he's just filled out this year, but gee, I was so impressed watching him, and the same with Connor's game was just brilliant, and that run from the back and how he shook off those tacklers and threw. Oh my God! If that kid did not deserve to be best on ground. I've got no idea.
Yeah, Lauren, he was
Thanks,
the
Lauren.
best.
Yeah,
He was the
that
best.
pirouette through the middle and how he got through those tackles was beyond me. But
How's
well
this
done.
text? How good the fact that Keeney's dad was in the crowd to watch his son take that game-saving mark. That is brilliant.
Well, he's a long way from home, isn't he? And for
from
his
Ireland?
father, probably thinking, why are you over here, son? What are you doing this for? And all
Now
the
he
rest of it.
knows.
And he goes, now he knows. Yeah.
Now he knows.
He would have loved it. It's got
53,100 and how many? 17. Third biggest crowd ever, and his dad was there.
There you go.
And his son, Sean.
They would have loved it. Two Wells. Richard, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very good. Thanks, mate.
Good one, Dick.
I'd just like to say a couple of things. One is congratulations to the Crows.
Mm-hmm.
Commiseration to you, Timmy, because I watch you two on my laptop every day of the week. I do. That's a great show. But two things that's going to come out of this.
Yes.
One, that game, the power, I reckon it's going to fine-tune the Crows to what they've got to be in the coming weeks, because they've got a really tough draw. And the other thing is, if you can play that same side as you fielded against the Crows, I don't think you'll see too many losses.
It's the challenge, isn't it, Richard? Yeah, I was saying earlier about just being able to bring that effort, and you don't lose too many. But you're right about the Crows. That's a close win that they needed, I think, for confidence, and the ability to win the close game is always important.
So Crows are fifth, playing reasonably good footy, showing some maturity. I think they're still a teenager. They haven't turned into that big man yet, but they could. Collingwood at the G. Because remember I said round 15, the bye, was when I was going to really start to get myself
around with the
excited and do all sorts of things. I mean, I literally mean all sorts of things, Timmy. And a lot of them had to do
I
with
don't want to imagine
the top button and all sorts, all right? So,
do not wish to think about
come on. So Collingwood at the G, 50-50.
Yeah,
West Coast home. Haven't won a game, useless.
Tex gets 10 every time.
Sydney at the G, do not lose Sydney at the SCG. Our record
haven't?
there is outstanding.
All right, so that's 3 wins.
Brisbane at Adelaide, we drew with them last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brisbane and Adelaide, drew with them last year.
Okay, there's 4 wins.
Now, Hawthorn in... Timmy.
I'm just counting them.
That's okay. No, keep going. Hawthorn in Tassie. So let's just say that one could get out of control.
Okay. What way?
Bad.
What way does it get out of control?
It will get out of control if
For
they
you.
win that.
For you.
And I'm
Right.
calling it.
Okay.
I could be uncensored, untapped,
What are you now,
unbridled.
6 and 3?
6 and 3 at the moment.
6 and 3, that's, if you get that, that's 11 and 3. Ah, you've won the flag.
No, Timmy. No.
No?
I'm going to book the accommodation grand final day. I get back from my cruise on that day. I'm cancelling my 60th birthday cruise.
Wow. What a time to be 60.
Oh, Timmy. I'm telling you.
What a year to be going on a
I'm
cruise
telling you.
finals time.
Well, I've already got the airfares, but I've just got to now get the accommodation, so I'll wait till round 15.
All right. And from my point of view, I'll just take it 1 week.
We've
at a
done
time.
all but play Can You Feel It, haven't we? It's 19 after 6.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Whether you're travelling, dreaming of, or ready to experience moments that you'll never forget, make sure you tune into 5AA's Travel Talk. Every Tuesday evening from 9 o'clock, the experts from Phil Hoffman Travel will join us as we talk all things travel, giving you the best and most up-to-date information on where and when to go, what to see, and how to get there. Join me, Leith Forrest, and the expert team from Phil Hoffman Travel every Tuesday evening from 9 o'clock on 1395 Adelaide's 5AA.
All right, that'll be absolutely diddly squat.
Buy any vehicle from Wayville Hyundai before June 30 and you could win an entire year of groceries from Foodland. T's and C's apply. Licence number T25707. Driven by Australian Motors.
Hey, it's Jordan Dawson here, captain of the Adelaide Football Club. I know the importance of a home ground advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes. With nearly 50 years of experience here, they know how to create the perfect home. Whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Goal Square. If you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
4 trains, 4 cities. This exciting Holiday Wonders package allows rail lovers to embark on our exclusive all-train adventure, visiting and experiencing Australia's most popular destinations. Enjoy first-class travel on board the Indian Pacific to Sydney, on the Explorer Sydney to Canberra and on the XPT to Melbourne, before travelling to Adelaide on the Overland. Delightful touring and accommodation is all included, departing on 9th June and 3rd November 2025. Visit holidaywonders.com.au.
Folks travel far and wide to meet Trev from Rollerco.
G'day, is Trev around? Oh, sorry, mate, he's with a customer right now.
Trev's always eager to please. Just pat him on the belly and he'll do anything for you. Oh, yes, Trev said you can order your sliding door or window parts online and he'll organise delivery to your door. Rollerco.com.au. They'll get you rolling. No, I'm not patting you on the belly. Oh, all right.
Are you or someone you know living with epilepsy? 1 in 25 Australians will develop epilepsy at some stage in their lives. The Epilepsy Centre in Adelaide is dedicated to raising awareness in the community to reduce the stigma and create a more welcoming and inclusive society. We do this by providing epilepsy awareness and seizure first aid to people living with epilepsy, their families and friends. Thanks to state government funding, we can offer this education at no cost. For more information, go to epilepsycentre.org.au.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. The Excelsior Hotel's $22 schnitzel and pint offer in the front bar every day. The Excelsior Hotel, Coghlan Street, Brompton. Feels like coming home, but better.
New car? Holiday? Why not both? At Edwardstown Mazda's biggest ever end of financial year sale, you'll drive away with up to $10,000 in savings and go into the draw to win the ultimate New Zealand getaway. Flights, accommodation, wine tour and more. All sorted. Don't choose between a car, a holiday or great savings. Get all 3. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
It's gotta be.
T's and C's apply.
Toolkit Depot has all the gear for every trade under one roof, backed by their price beat promise.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
23 minutes after 6 on this Monday night, the Sample Show coming up at 6:30 with Matt Panos. The 26-man state squad's just been dropped, so we'll go through all that in the round 6 results. And 5AA has your chance to indulge in award-winning wine, spas, accommodation, exclusive experiences at the Longview Vineyard. Amazing place to go. If you want to win an overnight stay for you for 2, enter now at 5AA.com.au on the 5AA player app. Stream 5AA or your favourite podcast, and you are in the draw.
Love the Adelaide Footy League. For more info, just visit adelaidefooty.com.au. The Adelaide Footy League strengthening communities through football, and it does. And these football clubs are communities, because I'm going to read the Div 3 results, and every club had either a junior that came through their club to then end up in the sample or the AFL, or they've had AFL stars or sample stars go back to them. And this is the breeding and the blood of footy, isn't it? It's the
absolutely.
Well, it's community footy. It's the best footy. So Hope Valley, they lost by 21 points to Seaton Ramblers. Now, Seaton Ramblers, Darren Mead coaches them, doesn't he?
He does indeed.
And Scotty Hodges used to coach them.
That's right, back in the early 2000s.
Hope Valley is the home of Macca. His juniors are through that club.
Gary McIntosh.
So see what I mean? Like, it's just unbelievable. Kilburn, Britton Claver used to coach them. Westminster beat them 113 to 83. Edwardstown and North Haven. Here's one. North Haven won. No, sorry, they lost. Scott Thompson from the Crows came through North Haven.
And the reason I know that...
Steve Summerton.
And Samo. But the reason I know about Scott Thompson being there is because I was cleaning out my drawers a few years ago and I got this thank you card. When I was playing, I took the kids training under 13s at North Haven and all the kids have signed the card to say thank you. And on there is Scott Thompson.
Oh, how good.
That's no word of a lie, yeah.
Only Mercedes Jets, they smoked Pembroke Old Scholars, and Scotch Old Collegians lost to Foss Camden. Now, what a really good community club Foss Camden is.
Has been for a lot of years.
Been around for 100 years.
Absolutely, and just love the Adelaide Footy League.
Div 3.
We did Div 1, 2 last week. We're doing Div 3 and 4 tonight. Good. We'll do 5 and 6 next week and just keep promoting it. In Div 4, Smosh West Lakes, my old club, just went down horribly by 7 points to the Mitcham Hawks. Yet to win a game, poor old Smoshies. Walkerville and Hectorville, a 5-point margin in that one too, so 2 close results there.
home of the Robberins?
Walkerville, actually, yes, are undefeated at the moment, along with Colonel Light Gardens. Kenilworth got a nasty one from Plimpton, 100 plays 36. Jeps Cross taking on Colonel Light Gardens. Colonel Light Gardens undefeated, 91, beat them to 49. And Morphy Parks and CBC Old Collegians had a game, and CBC won by 90 points. The top teams in that competition are Colonel Light and Walkerville undefeated, Morphy Parks in third, Plimpton in fourth position there. So that's how the table's going in Div 4.
For more info, visit adelaidefooty.com.au. The Adelaide Footy League, it's strengthening communities throughout footy. They certainly do that. And just before we go to the break, was Umpire Appreciation Round on the weekend.
That's correct.
So to all the umpires, for your dedication and commitment, we can't have a game without you.
No, that's right.
Just get better.
What? You were going so well then. So well.
Yeah. I was almost proud.
Yeah. He was going to have a proud dad moment, and then Stephen just ruined it again.
I'm old enough to be his dad. He said, well, no, your son can be proud of your dad.
Of course he can.
No, good call.
All right, time for a break. It's the Sample Show coming up on the other side.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
The average water bill increased $80 last